Radio. Yeah, you already know. Talk Riff Radio. It's time to start the show.
We're back for another episode of Talk Riff Radio. This is episode 7 in our series.
Lucky number 7.
Count to 100.
On the race to 100, we're just trying to get to 100? That's cool.
Yeah. For now, let's have a short-term goal. 40.
I mean, I like 100. I like infinity. That's kind of how my brain works, is that, the goal is to just keep doing it. Yeah.
Never ending. It's a pretty out there goal. That's as far as you can reach. I mean, so far you can't reach it.
But eventually we'll just be replaced, right? And then even after we die, it'll keep going.
That's true. How about if we invested in like a container, like a warehouse somewhere by a port? Doesn't have to be by a port, just a warehouse. And we have like so many different floors. It looks like similar to, a prison or something, but basically there's these podcasting studios, but it's all filled with robots that are painted green. So it's a green screen, so you can actually be putting, some sort of, basically you don't have to be there, but you're there. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty close. We're almost there.
How about
instead
QVC
of the presenters
with robots?
Okay. Everything's got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Just the warehouse of QVC products going on, but it's all like robots just showing it off with an AI algorithm for the camera angles.
They only sell products
and,
that other robots
shots.
would buy. It's a robot only QVC, which the reason I said that is it made me think of an idea that you had that you sent to me, was the plug-in battery pack for your phone that also adds GPU, like processing power to it. I thought that was a pretty good idea.
Right. I think our phones, as much as we think that they're going to be capable, even like these next generation ones, like we're going to need some way of adding some extra boost to them. So that was the main idea, was it coming from maybe potentially having your own private AIs locally in some sort of low profile solid state drive that also is a battery, and it MagSafes to your phone, and then that way you're able to just carry around some extra GPU and some RAM and some memory and just plug it in with a Thunderbolt. That would be ideal. But you'd be able to actually search locally on your own private AI rather than sending all this communications to some bigger organization that's just selling it on the back end or whatever they're doing. What do you think?
Sorry, I got muted somehow, but I you know how it goes. I like it because with the Apple Vision capability, you really would be able to work anywhere and do real work tasks. Like if you had the extra GPU, then you could use SolidWorks or whatever you're doing that's requiring a lot of processing power that your phone just can't do right now. You could expand its ability to do it, and now storage is more cloud based too. You really don't need to expand storage as much. You really just need it to be able to process faster. And I mean the new phones are pretty crazy cool right now. I don't know how they equate RAM ability to to cool desktops, but if they could get
Yeah.
up there and you could project a big enough monitor and a big enough workspace, you could work on the subway, you could work anywhere and do your actual job instead of just replying to emails and all the shit that is lame and you could do from the toilet. Anyway.
Yep. Yeah. Apple needs to get into the micro PC game, really, and just make a micro desktop computer. Like the Mac Studio should be so low profile and small that you're able to just click it onto the back of your phone and use your phone as a screen. Oh shit. Your
Is it
video
still out?
went out, but we could plug it.
It's very strange.
It's still out. Let's see.
All right.
Oh, there you are. Your internet connection is unstable. Is it mine? Let's see. No, they're both good for now. Well, we're back.
Some might
After
think we
that
never left.
short commercial break. Oh, you're
no.
flickering, dude. You're in and out. Oh, is it mine? My connection is poor. What? This is bullshit.
It could be on either side.
Let's see about that. No, I can see it. It's calling me out, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm back on. Shit, dude.
It's all good.
You gotta watch out for that. Oh, look, my internet is unstable, dude. What's going on? I feel unstable now.
Does it need to talk to somebody?
Internet's unstable.
I mean, you look and sound good to me, and I think we're recording okay.
All right, clap your hands. All right, cool. Yeah, so we're back. Dang, yeah, my connection's being a bitch right now. Sorry, maybe let me just see what's going on. Then we'll clap again.
That's fine.
Just make a show of claps. Just
I'm sure
you can do one of those.
Won't mind.
Good. Yeah, we're really gonna work our way through this one.
I always feel because there's even in the podcasts I watch, clap.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the most highly produced podcast, but some of like the smaller ones. When there's technical difficulties, I'm like, oh, it happens to everybody. I don't know if people mind too much.
Yeah, I hope not. Yeah, there's a level of professionalism that does not come if you don't pay for the business plan.
It's all about how much you can spend. Go ahead.
So, yeah, getting back into it. Yeah, just a Mac Mini or a Mac Studio that is a magnet, and your phone just clicks into it.
Yeah.
It's also a battery pack, and you get you basically get a mini PC with your screen as the display.
I think because it could follow the same design cues. It could almost it just doubles the width the width of your phone. Battery is always like the biggest concern whenever you start pushing more processing power in something mobile, because it gets hot and it gets drained really fast. So I don't think like a little nuclear reactor would be a good idea yet, but something that one you wear on your belt. But batteries are getting better too.
Getting close, dude.
Did you send me that
Nuclear
thing where
powered
the
belts.
Chinese car manufacturer is making batteries that eject out of the side of the car.
It was the hydrogen car that the battery packs or whatever, the fuel cells
I think
are in the back
it was a
of
little
the car.
different. I think it was like an emergency fire
Okay.
thing where like if the batteries sense they're on fire, they shoot out of the side of the
Cool.
car so they don't burn the car up. But
Oh shit.
yeah,
That's cool. I didn't send that.
I spoke
That's
to
a good idea. Where did they shoot him
I
out
don't
to,
think they
though?
shoot him too
Sorry
far.
to
I think
interrupt.
like 20 feet or something like that. But I talked to a
Okay.
firefighter one day, and he said the amount of batteries that are out there now in hybrid and electric cars are really changing how they're having to do their job because they burn so hot and they can't be put out because they're reacting to oxygen. They don't require so much of like an ignition. They rupture, and then when they're exposed to oxygen, they burn. So as long as they have oxygen to burn, they keep burning, and they burn super duper hot. So yeah, they have to. There's companies that are of course reacting to it, and there's like these crazy foam products that they spray on these batteries to like encapsulate them in foam. Yeah, one of the big bridges down in Southern California, the Vincent Thomas Bridge where I live, was shut down for a while because there was just it was a container with batteries inside, and the batteries were just burning like for I think 2 or 3 days. And yeah, it's rough.
It's nuts, though. That's cool technology, though. If you can,
yeah, but if you could shoot it
encapsulate
out of the car, it would be even easier to encapsulate because it would just be a battery pack burning on the floor instead of a vehicle that's harder to spray. So I think that's pretty cool. Also, I was talking to this firefighter. I also talked to him about how much different the crashes are that these electric vehicles are involved in. Like all the guardrails and all the safety measures that are built into the road are designed for a certain style of car, but the center of gravity, like the mass of the batteries, is so low in the car that they just chop through everything, and they're so dense, the battery packs are, that a 70 mile an hour crash with an electric car looks a lot different than a 70 mile an hour crash in a regular traditional car. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, I can see that. Not
It's just
going
the
well for
guardrails
people.
are gonna have to change. I mean, as they get more and more popular, the way they construct everything and all the safety and rescue equipment and all that stuff is gonna have to change. So there's an industry opportunity there, just because, I mean, not in the time frame that the lawmakers might propose, but eventually there's going to be a majority of hybrid and electric cars. It's just going that way. It's pretty hard to argue against that. And yeah, if they want to save people and rescue people and stop people from dying out there crashing into each other, which we're going to keep doing for sure, they're just going to have to come up with new technology to manage it. Cool. I did get the your internet connection is unstable message on my side too, but whatever.
Maybe we got to pick a bit different time, better time. Everybody's online now.
True.
The whole world's fucking downgrading our internet connection. That's why I always felt like living in California that would have such great internet, and then you realize that all of the biggest tech companies in the world also are here, so it actually is just bandwidth being sucked out of the region, so normal people don't get good internet because it's being just siphoned.
And who do they limit? They don't limit the big companies, they limit the end users, the consumer side of things.
Exactly. Fucking assholes.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the country, it's just like they pretend like it's like some certain internet speed or whatever, and then it's really just the telephone lines that they repurposed. I'm sure.
Yeah,
It's just
for a
DSL.
lot of it still is. Our area is still converting to fiber. I mean, really quickly, but still, there's neighborhoods that have it and neighborhoods that don't. I don't have it where I am.
But I bet even the cable internet is probably just going through the phone lines, and they're just upcharging everybody.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we have an option of the phone line cable or the cable, like the old cable provider, coaxial cable.
Yeah. What did you opt for?
I have the coax stuff right now because it's the fastest. The old phone lines are old. I mean, some of them are, when you get into some rural places, like 100 years old. And they can't.
And in a windstorm, they shake a little bit, and they're like, ooh.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true of all the services. We get crazy windstorms and ice storms and tornadoes and shit. So sometimes you're like, I hope I can play video games tonight because it is crazy outside right now.
Yeah. How come they don't have like just an extra cable running to heat the cable so they don't ever accumulate ice?
Well, it's the trees. The trees are the problem. The cables don't fail. It's just that
Eat the trees.
We live in the woods. We would if we could. We actually do. They're like the maple trees I have. I could go around and tap them all and make maple syrup from them. And then we also have big mulberry trees. You can eat pretty much anything if you're brave enough.
What about a tree shaker? So like you put these rings on trees that are next to power lines, and then they just constantly vibrate, and so the ice never can accumulate.
I mean, I'm down to try anything, or like selective breeding for trees that are like they're warm-blooded trees, and you genetically modify them to just run at 70 degrees all the time.
Yeah.
And they bleed red sap like blood. And
wow, that's a great idea. We should cross them with something.
Yeah. What's the most
something slow, like a sloth,
a tree-like animal? Yeah, sloths would be good. Panda bears.
A penguin.
Penguins are good in the cold.
No, they're good in the cold. That's true.
Yeah, polar bears are dangerous. If you had a half tree, half polar bear, that thing would be scary.
What about that foam idea? If we just spray them with foam, and then in springtime you just like crack them.
It's organic fertilizer in the springtime, but it's exothermic in the winter.
We should be spraying on these trees like some sort of Gore-Tex. Give them.
Honestly, the trees don't need any help. If you just let your yard grow here, you will live. Your house will be consumed by the forest. They will tear down your house and reclaim it in 10 years. Not even that long. I mean, the maple trees are crazy. They sprout up from.
This is war, dude. This is war.
I'm battling every day. I'm fighting the good fight out here, man. I sent you that picture of that tree I cut down the other day.
Yeah. And that was just
a small one, but it was touching the roof, so it had to go.
There's millions of these trees, these so-called trees.
Yeah.
They're taking over, dude.
I mean, it's their area, really. It's, we're the invaders. I don't know. They've been here a long time.
Yeah, but it's like some of these people that never leave their home. Do you ever like, dude, you should like get out of here every once in a while. Get a chance to see the world. These trees are just hogging up space, never leaving their home, never adventuring.
Yeah. That's true. They do just kind of hang out in one spot their whole lives.
Kind of lazy, if you ask
me.
That
would be a simple, like movable trees. You could keep them from getting too much ice on them if they could move.
Yeah.
It's a problem. It's a
Yeah,
problem for somebody to solve. I'm just putting it out there, just trying to manifest change. You know what I mean?
if we go towards more of a plastic tree model, then they can fold up like umbrellas and then go into cantilever, like a trap door
Yeah.
down in the ground.
That's true. You could actually
And then
interchange them.
in springtime, they grow.
You could have different trees every week
Yeah.
if you wanted.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it could go down under the trap floor, under the trap door, and there could be a whole tunnel system with workers that like you can go down there and decorate your tree, and then like you could like have it for Christmas, and then it pops back
Like present
up.
it like a surprise, like nobody knows what it's going to look like, and then there's an event, right? You have like a Christmas party, and then you deploy the tree, and it's like, you know,
Yeah.
or like a New Year's tree, you know, and the ball's counting down, and then at midnight it springs
Exactly.
out, and yeah, hell yeah, dude.
It doesn't even have to be a tree. It can be like Transformer, where it can re-transform itself into the tower. What? No, the building that has the ball that drops. I'm not even sure. It's Times Square.
Yeah, I think it's a building, or is it
Not
just billboards now?
I mean, it's a building on that corner, right? But nobody ever talks about what that building is. They just talk about the ball dropping, and like this building doesn't get any credit.
And it's covered in billboards and signs, so the inside must be pretty dark and gloomy. You're not getting a lot of natural
Who
light.
works in there?
I don't know. There's probably apartments in there, I'm guessing, or it's an office building. But
Jeez,
it could be
people are living.
It could
in
be
there?
full of SIM cards. Did you see that thing that you sent over? Yeah, that thing was crazy. It was a news article.
It's probably just a bunch of jammers. That's why you never get service in that area, because they're stealing everybody's fucking data.
Yeah. Well, the thing you sent me was a news article about thousands of SIM cards, 100,000 SIM cards that were seized in New York, and they were all rigged up to this giant server like interface, so they could do cyber attacks with them.
Just a cool 100,000.
Which is crazy, because as somebody who's worked with cell phones in previous lines of work that I've done, they're all very well tracked and inventoried, and they're kept in a safe all day, like on a daily basis. There's no just free floating SIM cards around. They're all FTC compliant devices, and they're all registered. So getting 100,000 of them from where I was working would be very, very difficult, and it was essentially like a high level theft kind of scenario. So they'd have to buy them on some black market.
Could they be? Could you order like blank SIM cards and then just upload the eSIMs that you can download from all these like websites and shit, like the eSIMs? Could they be uploaded onto a physical blank SIM card? I don't know. I'm just
The regulation, the way it works now, is they're all registered with a number, an ICC ID, which I used to know what it stood for.
So when you get a SIM card, it's just going onto your phone's already embedded ICC.
Yeah, correct. So the chips in your phone now can hold this identifier, and they can generate them on their own. But it used to be that SIM cards just a couple of years ago held that unique identification number, and that was registered with the carrier and also registered with I believe the FTC, I want to say.
It's like a serial number for a gun or something.
Essentially, I mean, yeah. I don't know the danger level, but they want to regulate them for some reason.
Danger level is that these fucking SIM card guys are attacking people's grandmoms and stealing all their money out of their 401ks and Social Security.
Yeah, I think these were set up to do like DDoS attacks where they just flood the network.
Right.
They could send 30 million texts per minute using the setup that they busted. So if you think
That's nuts.
that many individual signals hitting the network at the same time would crash the network. But it also, the most concerning part of the article to me was that no confirmed arrests have been made so far. While the potential for disruption was huge, there was no publicly confirmed plot that this network would have used specifically. But it was close to the UN, a UN event, the UN General Assembly in New York, which I think is just the UN building. I think the one that I know from photos and stuff.
Right. Dang.
Yeah. So they could be stealing shit, but it was kind of set up to do like a crash the system kind of attack.
Yeah, we just don't know which system they were aimed at, or they haven't released that information.
And they don't know who did it. I mean, or at least we don't know who did it.
We don't know yet.
So it says the full extent of which groups, and then in parentheses it says foreign governments, criminal organizations, etc. They don't know who was behind the setup that they found, and they confiscated.
Yeah, it seems pretty easy to figure that out, though, right? Like, there's a hotspot of 30 million text messages going out from like one like apartment in a neighborhood, and I think like they could probably figure that out just based on volume.
Yeah, or what it said, what the text message said. Like, if it said, "Haha, got you guys, China." If they like,
or if it was like, "You forgot to pay your bill on this turnpike,"
so now none of your cell phones work.
I think it could also be an easy way for like, so like people, they had this whole work from home thing. You could have gotten a phone from your company, and you could there could be a service for like people who want their phone to stay active in America, and then they just leave the SIM card with this fucking person, and then like phone calls that come in to this call center basically go to that SIM card, and then that information goes on to the internet or whatever, and you can get a phone call in like a different country and just not be working in America.
Yeah, like a relay system,
right?
That no one can tell where you are.
Right. It's just a hotspot of 100,000 souls that, are anywhere that they want to be, basically.
You know how in the movies when they're trying to track a phone call and it's like bouncing from city to city, like, oh, now he's in Egypt. Oh, now he's in Japan.
Right.
Kind of like that. I think you just did one jump. I think that would be more than enough to nobody would be able to know where you are. I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They would think, oh, it just came from this place. I don't think they would be able to see much further down the chain.
Yeah, I think as long as the initial point was in America, I think there is probably something valid with like keeping these phone numbers in America and using our systems over here, and then having it hop over through a whatever they're called, voice over protocol, VIOP or whatever. And then just going to somebody who's working at like that basically has an office of maybe like 50 people in some foreign country that are all like, just not having to work.
I mean, it's already happening because I get calls from other countries, spam calls that come in with United States phone numbers. So somehow they're getting control of these phone numbers. Remember spoofing, where you would get a call from somebody in your contacts that was a scam?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's pretty high level already, I think.
Yeah, I would be interested to find out how they're gonna, I don't know, or like how they're gonna release this information. Like how it's funny because these stories are like so not secret, that they release the story.
No, they're just buried.
But
they bury them though.
But it's not in its full context, right? So you're like, you kind of check the box, like, and never worry about it again because you were told like the most basic information about it, and you're like, oh yeah, this story's good.
That's a good point. I mean, yeah. Now I feel like I know about it. I don't really feel like I'm as being as tricked as not knowing about it. That kind of gives me this level of comfort that really I should feel more uncomfortable knowing it than comfortable that I know it.
I mean, the thing is that like it would have been really cool if there was a noticeable change in the amount of like scam text messages and phone calls that I got after they busted this operation. It would have been awesome if like, hey, what's going on? Like the last like 2 weeks, I haven't gotten any any text messages or phone calls.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it'd be interesting to know how they do send out like those election time text messages. 150 million people, so maybe like if you're talking about a presidential voter base, is it something like that? Like, is it something like this? Because it has to be something like this,
right? It could have been just somebody that used to work for Bernie, and or whoever politicians campaign.
Bernie Sanders himself,
and it's him. He's in a little chair with his mittens on.
Sitting in a cold room full of servers.
Yeah, servers. Just freezing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely people that are not, like, espionage people that had access to this type of equipment. And, this is just, this is high level, but at the same time there could be people in just normal positions of marketing or whatever, I don't know, sales.
Well, yeah, I mean
that have this.
If people can't see the pictures, I don't know if they will be able to or not, but these are like products that they're using. So there's server boxes, and then there's these trays of thousands, probably, I don't know, there's probably 200 SIM cards in each tray, maybe more. And there are these trays that are all connected to antennas, and they're all full of SIM cards. So this is a product that exists for some reason. It's not that secret. So that leads me to believe it's more of like a business style setup. Maybe that's why those products exist.
Yeah.
Could you use it for an attack, though, is the question. Like, yeah, I guess if you turned them all on at the same time, I don't know, made it from November.
Yeah, but I'd like to know exactly how they were used, or even if it was for a business. I'm interested in knowing how to grow a small business too. Like, just release the information. Obviously, whoever the organization is behind this has some tried and true, technology that they're utilizing here. That's one way or another. It's marketing, and advertising probably, and propaganda. But what's not propaganda and what is propaganda is a fine line.
Yeah, anything from the government has to be seen as, in my mind, as propaganda. Any information that's released, they're releasing it for a reason, because they have an option, right, to keep it or not send it out. I wish that they just sent everything out, but I can also see a world where keeping something secret has benefits, especially in the world that we live in. Not going back, but it's cool looking at this picture. You can also see red, orange, and blue trays of SIM cards. So you got the Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T set up. It looks real. It looks like if this is how I wanted to get 100,000 phone, no, 100,000 SIM cards. So 100,000 individual phone numbers. This would be a good way to do it.
That's a lot. Yeah. It'd just be funny if it turns out to be like, JCPenney's or like Kohl's or some, it's just like, hey, save 30% on your next purchase. And like, they're blowing it up. Like, it's a crazy. operation. And meanwhile, it's like Macy's trying to get you like to buy their use their credit card to save on the next time you're there. Oh, you're muted right now.
Weird.
Auto mute, dude.
Even right now, it doesn't say anyone was arrested. Also, this is the Secret Service that reported they did this. So I can't even tell if a crime was committed, or even if they don't really technically need probably even the conspiracy to commit a crime to go in and dismantle this stuff. Could it be used for bad things? In theory, yes, but there's nothing here that says it wasn't a business set up, that they could be selling phone numbers and connectivity to people. You know, I don't know what they're using them for, but they could be, it could just be something that the government doesn't understand. Therefore, they're scared of it. Therefore, we're going to take it apart using the Secret Service. Like that's the craziest organization that works here in the United States, I think, like legally.
Secret Service purpose is just to protect the president?
No, they do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay.
That's one of their jobs. That's their most well-known job, and that's kind of what they hide behind. Like, no, this is all we're doing. We're just in charge of protecting the politicians. But they are like the secret police of the United States. That's our, you know,
they're our Knights Templar.
Gestapo.
Our Vatican papacy
Yeah, the
army.
Swiss Guard, I think. Isn't that what they're called? Yeah. They're crazy too. And they as like, hey, this is all we're doing, but I'm sure, you know, they're the police of the Vatican. You know, they're the Pope's police, so they're going to be doing some crazy stuff too.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of hidden doorways to protect, if you know what I mean. Jeez, that city's full of them.
Yeah, New York, you're saying, or
they had to.
The Vatican.
No, the Vatican. Yeah. They probably have to like have a guard at all of these really shittily old like doorways that are in like closets and whatever, like, you know, secret entrances to the you know, the libraries underneath
the secret records and rooms and the like, artifacts and stuff.
Yeah, you only see like the 4 guards that are at the gate, but there's like a million of them that have to be like scattered throughout, hiding behind walls and under.
It'd be funny if they were all in that really funny outfit though. Like they were they were trying to hide. Isn't it like a Jester's clown outfit, like striped pants and stuff?
They're like, wait, it's not a secret guard. He's like behind a plant. He's like,
I think there's a guard over there. No, there's not.
It's got like the big feather on his head. It's like a flamingo.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it's really interesting. I think that if we ever do find out more information, we will bring that to all of our subscribers.
If it comes back up in the news cycle, you might have to start doing some deep diving for some follow up on some of this stuff, because it feels like it just pops up and then disappears.
That's true. We might not.
If anyone else sees it, put some links in the comments.
Put the links in the comments. Follow up on this story. We want to know more.
More people doing it, the more you can find out. It's all just a processing power problem, right? Need more GPU.
Yes. Speaking of crowds, I was thinking of a website idea for crowdfunding, and sent that to you. Yeah, it's pretty interesting just as a theory, because I think the crowdfunding of today is the crowdfunding is a little fucked up. I would say that, you know, basically the projects that have like maybe, you know, the most support, you know, they bring in the dollars for that week. They basically they get their goals met pretty much every time. So this idea is more on the side of somehow splitting a pool of money for a crowdfunding website, time released. This was from a couple days ago. So yeah, basically it's what I was thinking was like a Reddit style up down voting, and you want to get yourself and your project into the top 25 of the website to get a payout for that week. And when you set up your project, you're just setting up a goal. But like if you're like number 25, your size of the pot isn't so big, so your goal doesn't get met, and so you might have to go through multiple cycles as a project. Whereas some of the bigger well-known ones would get like closer to the goal in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, it's basically a privatized stock market is how I'm hearing it. So you're buying shares of these companies essentially. I don't know if in your model the company provides anything to the donors other than just becoming a better company. But by upvoting, I also like the idea of like a credit system, because right now I pay for a lot of credit or like token based monthly subscription programs, like a lot of the programs we use to make stuff. And if you had a monthly subscription where you got 2,500 tokens or however many tokens, for, the company can be a nonprofit even, where almost all of the cost of the subscription that people are paying for goes to their tokens, and a very minimal amount is actually even made as profit, or not even profit, but just operating costs. And then people would have a set number of credits to fund the things that they cared about. The companies would get better, and essentially, you'd be supporting them by buying little tiny shares.
Yeah, that's I think that's where I got into potentially mixing it with something like a poly market. This like is a tokenized betting website, and so that you could like people bet on pretty much anything. It could be like financial or whatever, financially related or government related or sports related or whatever. So maybe if this crowd-funded website is where the users get the allotted amount based on what their donation size is for the month, they get some credits, but then your vote, like you only have a certain amount of tokens to vote for that week. Well, if you're almost betting, like you're saying, it's almost like a stock market where you're betting on these companies' success to get funded for that week. If you get, the companies that you choose get, chosen for that top 25, then you get some sort of payout in more tokens to cast more votes, or to, at some point you could possibly get a payout from, it's almost like gambling,
a dividend,
or like betting on the stocks, basically.
It would pay out if a company did well, or it would be a profit sharing thing. Would be a pretty simple cut and dry way to just be like, hey, if this company is successful, it shares profits back to the people that casted those votes.
Yeah, if it was linked up all the way through the business itself, like all the way through the business cycle type of thing, like right through. Yeah, that would be awesome. I was even thinking just separating where you're gambling on the performance of these ideas and you get some sort of payout, but your idea is cool because it links it.
Oh, if it's just
further
yeah,
down
if it's
the
just
road.
ideas, I like that a lot. It doesn't have to be businesses. It can just be a thesis that somebody types up, and then it's what I think it's doing that's really cool is that it would be motivating all of the people that voted for it to collaborate to make it better. Because they want, maybe they want the payout, but maybe they just think it's a cool idea.
Yeah, so maybe that's the during the time allotted for it. Could be, it doesn't have to be weekly. It could be a monthly thing. But like your contributors who have a certain amount of unlock as far as how much they can help the project, or I don't know, maybe not. But it would be cool, like if you cast your vote for a project, it unlocks some user based door to that project where you can open source, like contribute
Yeah.
ideas or even code or
It could
whatever,
be just a chat,
and then
right?
it regenerates
It could just
or
so you can
a
talk
chat,
to the
yeah.
to the founder of the idea, unlock the ability to talk to this person. I don't, you don't want to limit the communication
Yeah.
between people, but just something that it unlocks. I like it.
Well, it can be that's where the AI gets plugged in, right? As like an LLM on the back end for users when they get unlocked and they want to contribute to the underlying project. The AI actually collaborates with those users on that chat room, and then it creates a V1, V2 all based on like inputs, and so you can re-release that project multiple times throughout that time period to have like you could be up to V whatever version
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and if it's that much better than when it started, maybe it will make it into the top 25. So it's like rebranding, or it could be redoing, certain components to make that project more successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like it. We have some ideas that we could plug in for sure. we
Yeah, we should just plug some of them. The next, I think it's a good system in order to, like, it's almost like a betting website for GitHub, where you're actually having like this open source tech that is being developed on your platform, while also battling for donations to the website, which will in turn release money to your goal, like to your project or your goals.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there would be sort of like a simple thing with products that exist that you could already do. Like if you could port like a Discord or a Patreon that ported into ChatGPT and have topics that get posted, or like an open forum where people can submit, like a Reddit page. You could just do a subreddit page. That's a product that exists. And then vote and then donate to get in there, and then get paid out once it's come to a certain point. It would be a set time limit, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There would be a main payout for the project, and then you can have a sub like payout for even the people that voted, that got their vote, like that basically the project won. So your vote gets, paid out
If you
basically.
wanted to reward the donators, it's
I think it would be interesting as long as it's, like if it could still somehow be international, like, and that's where like the funny part is of like shares and like company stuff. Whereas if it's just a betting thing, it could be maybe more international. I'm
yeah.
not, just theorizing. But if we ended up, making a company only for the US, then I could see like making this tokenized company like be able to be paid, like literally you're creating an investment portal that's an open sourced investment portal where you capture shares, early investors capture the shares of these companies, instead of just like, hey, we're going to give you an electric scooter at the end of this, GoFundMe or whatever.
And if it is truly open source and not privatized, it definitely would be a more democratic situation than the current market, where we're talking about you need billions of dollars to have any sway and say in who you want your money going to and who you want to be the most prioritized ideas and institutions out there.
Yep. I mean, that's probably what happens with a lot of these GoFundMe's anyways. Like, they end up just having a big backer that comes in and like funds 50% of the
And owns it.
project.
Yeah.
And then but everybody on there just sees, oh wow, this company got funded 50%. They're halfway there. Then the support comes in and they're like, they get them to the final goal, but they don't realize that it was like only a small amount of contributors at the beginning to get them to that number where it's almost like snowball effect. So in our in this more crowdfunded pool of money, like even if these big company or these like projects that have big backers, they come in and they want to like try to they can't really game the system as much because it's the top 25 projects that get paid out. So like their money just goes into the bigger pool of the website itself. And so it's just a bigger split for the top 25. Yeah. They don't have control over every project.
Yeah, and I think another anti-gaming, the gaming the system idea about it is what you mentioned earlier, that if it was sort of a sports betting model, though they're very strict about social security number, trusted device, and it has to be you. And it's location, very location restricted also, which I don't know how that would really affect it other than maybe just somebody trying to buy 100,000 SIM cards. And if they're all coming from the same room, then probably not casting a honest amount of votes. Yeah.
That's where like just solving that with like the only way you ever get to to get to vote is by donating a certain amount. It's like, that's like going to get rid of probably 95% of the spam. And then once you get rid of that, then the other like handicap of gaming is the fact that it's a pool. You don't get you don't have all the money gaming or all the support going to one project. And if it does, it's like, it's still going to be democratized across the board.
Based, yeah. As long as people aren't casting fake votes. I'm always worried about the bots, man. The bots are
right. Well, the bots would have to pay money. And so like, it's still like the fact that I feel like it would be worth it even if there were bots, because again, it like, as long as the projects themselves aren't fake or untruthful, where it's just a bunch of AI bullshit that's getting paid by AI signing in, and
AI just takes it over. That could happen. It'd be hard to stop it.
That could happen too.
It would. Also, it may be a good idea to put a cap on how much you can donate. I mean, I know that's going to limit the total amount no matter what, but it also is going to limit somebody who just has a lot of money getting their ideas pushed through and paying for more. Anytime you have like a sort of pay to play scenario, the people with more money typically have more leverage than the people with less money, right? So, if there was a cap on, you can donate $1,000 a day, make it something a lot. We want wealthy people to donate to the things they want to give, but it would also just stop somebody from dumping $1 million in and setting up fake accounts and things like that and voting for stuff that is bad. What if there's bad ideas, and what if we get trolled, man? What if there's like a terrible idea that gets millions of dollars?
Tons of terrible
they get
ideas.
Millions of dollars. What if we have a GameStop situation on our hands?
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's a cap for the actual projects themselves. Like you only get to like $200
Yeah,
at a time. At a time.
we could feed all of the ideas. Don't alter what the ideas are, but feed them through an LLM and be like, no evil stuff.
Yeah.
Can we keep these lawful and good ideas?
Absolutely. That's probably the hardest part about running any website.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's kind of a good representation is this mug that you sent me that changes colors.
Yeah.
Where, you know, if you add something more to the cup and it's something hot, you reveal more of the picture.
Yeah. That's I took a picture of that because I've had I've had some idea that I've been holding on to for a long time, and it's probably something that I'm not gonna make, or I want to see this be made. And please shout us out when you make this. But it's it's like the what is the air freshener for a urinal? So I want to have company logos and like cool like advertisements underneath
Okay.
of this heat pad or like mood ring,
Sure.
whatever type of thing. So you're actually peeing on it and discovering what the message
I
is
love
underneath.
it. It's a great idea.
And it's an interactive, you know, so it's like, I don't know if you've seen some of these places, like the sports places or like sports bars that have a little like hockey puck
Yeah.
and like goalie net.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I came up with this idea. Was like from seeing that. And I was like, wow, like there's got to be other interactive things that you could do. And this one is where like you get paid by advertisers to put a logo down behind this sensitive color changing sensitive
I think
heat pad.
I think it's really cool. I think it's like interactive. It serves the purpose of getting men to pee more accurately, which I think is the purpose of most of the little gadgets in the toilet. Is they just don't want piss sprayed everywhere, which is fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
You know, you're working in a place, you don't want people just drunk assholes coming in and peeing all over the place. So you can put a little game in there. I think a little like soccer goal with a little ball and a string, where if your pee tries to hit the ball.
They have a hockey puck. Yeah, the ball, the soccer one would be cool too. Yes.
This is a great idea where just the warmth reveals the logo. I'm also thinking let's go more advanced with it, where you have a clear panel in the back and you have a touch screen. But you know that game at the arcade where you shoot the water at the screen, and it's like a version of the old clown game where you fill the mouth of the clown and fill the balloon up.
Yeah. But it's
a big, 80-inch TV, and you squirt water at the screen and you hit targets. So it like shows up with a little like shooting range, and these little colorful targets pop up and bounce out, and you got to shoot them with your piss. I think that would be the luxury version, right? That would be the next step.
I see. Like you're actually like there's physical one. I feel like you could easily have this as an LED pad though that has a has a screen built into the urinal.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is like there's a panel in the back of the urinal with a game on it, and they already have the technology where you squirt something and it recognizes it on the screen. I've played the game recently.
Right.
You sit down on a bench and you squirt water with your thumbs, and it hits a giant touch screen essentially. So just a smaller version of that in the urinal, and it can have ads built into it, fucking Dave's Plumbing or whatever the fuck, and then you shoot
I think it would be cool. You remember that fishing game on your phone where like your piss is actually going to be where you're pulling the string and like trying to get to the fish.
How
and and then like it's got to catch on quick enough. Obviously, I mean, the shorter the piss, like the less chance you have of catching the fish.
You know what'd be funny is if there's
But it
two
would-
games on the screen and you had to pee a little bit to choose, like hit it with a little squirt, and then you gotta wait, and then there's a countdown. Like, why the fuck is there a countdown?
Shit. Yeah, I mean, like that's a good one.
I like your idea because it's cheap and easy, and it would just have to be something that changes colors.
It's like paper
Yeah,
cups.
it changes colors when it's 80 degrees versus when it's 70 degrees, and then when something hits it changes colors.
Yeah, it's classic mood ring. But this, when I saw that they had this laminate for coffee mugs, I immediately was like, oh shit, like the idea actually can be done today. So yeah, whoever makes this, just reach out to us, let us know that you made it. Lifetime memberships to sports bars is always pretty dope.
I would really use that. That's something I could really benefit from in my day-to-day life. There's
A lifetime subscription to David and Buster's.
yeah, I don't just want 100 boxes of urinal fucking pads. That's not the lifetime membership I'm interested in. I wonder how hard it would be for a toilet to tell you your blood alcohol content from your piss, or if it takes too long to get into your bladder to be very accurate.
I think you should have to choose if you want that. You know, it shouldn't just be automatic at the urinal.
Yeah.
But it should be
Reveal
like,
your score.
You
Kind of thing.
yeah, exactly. Like you tap on the top of the urinal to like, you can either play a game, look at your blood alcohol level, have some sort of like mood one where it's like a waterfall, like it projects different scenes on the back of the urinal, you know, like it's just a projector with some sound effects.
Yep.
But they're like directional sound effects, so you only hear them. Somebody could be standing next to you, but they only hear what they're, you know, having
Super
on
directional.
the urinal. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you know how you get modifiers at the end of games, you know, where it modifies your top score, where you beat it on hard level, so you get 1,000 extra points or whatever. If your blood alcohol content is higher, then you get more points. So like you played it on hard mode because you pissed like a 0.12 or something like that, and you get extra points.
It makes the game harder. Yeah, that's funny. I was even thinking something simple too with the Bluetooth on your phone. So like it track like all the places that have this urinal, like you can just like, you automatically have your high score and everything come with you to all the different bars. So like when you're standing in front of urinal 2, like it's still all your personal best, but then it also has like all the previous people that pissed in that toilet too. And so you're like actually having the fucking game like evolve and like it's like pinball, or you're almost like you could have pinball on there. I mean, that's another fucking good one too. Or like an asteroid.
I think asteroid defense, like planet defense kind of thing.
Yeah,
you have to hit the asteroids.
Or those bricks. You remember the bricks with the ball with the pad, and then you have to hit the ball up to the. And
your pee is just moving like the little paddle at the bottom.
Yeah. Or it's actually breaking the bricks.
Absolutely, that would be fun.
That would be sick. I mean, both would be like it would be incredibly hard to control the
menus.
The actual bottom thing. You'd be all over the place. So you got to get in the corner, you know, and make it go off the corner wall.
I feel like I'd be pretty good at this game.
But also how about like the projector could also like it projects like halfway onto your body too, so you can like
a way more massive dong.
Like effects effects just come up onto you as well. So like if you're like swimming in an ocean,
oh man,
you know, it's actually
you can like hear it with little microphones on the divider. The dividers have little directional mics that just point straight at the head area. Man, I'd be wanting to pee more. I'd want to spend more time in the bathroom.
You ever go to the Madonna Inn in San Luis Obispo?
I've driven
They
past
have,
it lots of
like
times,
this.
but no, I've never been inside.
There's a free bathroom for anybody that wants to go check it out. But the bathroom downstairs has a public restroom. It has a you're actually pissing on a rock wall, like a waterfall. Like it's an actual built out like rock enclave that makes you feel like you're in a cave
that's really
pissing.
cool.
It's sick, dude. And then when you walk away, like it's actual, motion sensor, and like the whole wall just comes down in different directions. And I don't know how, like, obviously it's not that clean. Like, I mean, somebody has to come and like power wash,
scrub it,
stone
with a big
every
broom.
once in a while. Yeah. Because the water doesn't go all, in
That's
the right.
terrible.
I mean, across the whole thing,
because
but
it's textured, it's contoured, so the water's gonna pick the lowest spots. That kind of makes me think of an idea I've had for years of a very simple app that would kind of just be a Waze app, or it could even be a plug-in to a current Maps app that shows and allows people to rate public restrooms. So it would be a larger button on your map, and you would just hit find me the closest public restrooms, and it would show how close they are around you, and other users could go and rate them and put different categories on them. Like, this is a single bathroom with a lock. Toilet paper's always good. There's always hand towels and soap. Give it 5 stars. And you're like, well, I'll walk an extra 100 yards to that one versus the low rated Venice Beach public restroom that's, open air.
Yeah.
No doors.
Yeah.
The floor's always wet. 1 star.
I mean, it could also, you could have it also linked to like government websites where like, it's like, dude, take control of your public toilets. Like, this place is a mess right now. And so like you can basically, flood their inboxes if like this public restroom doesn't have sufficient, cleaning.
Yeah, definitely.
Done.
If they're like true government run public restrooms.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it'll affect everything. Like, say it's a button on Yelp or something like that, and it affect, like, there's 2-star ratings now for each business and location. Like, each Starbucks has a 4.5-star dining room and a 2-star bathroom. They'll be motivated to make some changes.
Yeah. It could be an extension that runs on top of your browser. And so even though these websites or these companies don't list how good their bathrooms are as like a star rating on their, and they don't want to do it, if you have this extension installed on your browser, then you're able to do those ratings on any website you go to, or public restroom or whatever it is, or location based, like Google Maps or whatever it is, and you're able to like overlay that onto an existing website, so that as long as you're plugged in to as a user to the app, then you get to see all these ratings, but the company themselves don't have the ability to change it.
I think that it would definitely be easier to manipulate if it was a plugin for a giant company. If it was just a plugin for Google Chrome, it'd be pretty easy, and you could have it linked to the Maps app. And also, why isn't, or maybe there is, and I haven't looked into it at all, so there quite possibly could be a plugin that allows you to leave multiple reviews with just one review. So it proliferates the review you type into Google, and it puts it on Yelp and TripAdvisor, and it automatically copies. I use something similar for listing things for Amanda's business, a resale business, where there just has to be a Poshmark listing created, and then it can send it to Mercari and eBay and all these other resale spots. Right. But it would be nice to do it for reviews, just because not everybody uses the same site. Everybody uses only one, and there's multiple options.
That's true. Yeah, if you want to just be as efficient as a user as possible, you want to be able to just post once and it gets released to all the relevant websites that have that business's information on it on their website. So like it's basically scrubbing the back end or scraping the back end of all these websites to see if there's any of these businesses listed that you're rating at that point, or based on the address or location or whatever. Yeah, that's
with
good.
Google kind of does it in reverse now, where its AI can tell you the reviews, but I think it's probably just scraping Google reviews. It's not able to see what people are saying about it on other services.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. It's almost like these podcasters that are able to just podcast directly, like a live stream goes to 7 or 8 different platforms at the same time. So if I'm streaming or if I'm providing any feedback, it should just stream that to all of these different websites basically.
Yeah.
And then on your end, you just see one with all the tags of all the websites that it has gone out to, basically linked to that one comment.
Yeah, there'd be like a manageable list where you could select and deselect different services that you want to communicate with. Something might not be meant for TikTok, but it's good for YouTube, sort of thing. Yeah, it's all about reaching as many people as possible
that's true.
These days, with marketing and with just social media or podcasting. It's anything that can scale to more people is going to be more successful. It's all about getting people to listen. So,
yeah, the rating thing too is kind of it's turning into, like, from what I've heard, it's turning into almost like a mafia, like hitman situation where they're like going out to places and saying like, look, I got 1,000 people working in a foreign country that will just post a bad review and now give me like a free lunch.
Huh. It's one way to do it. Like extort people.
It's just like,
with the threat of bot farming and crushing them with negativity on the internet. Okay.
Yeah. So how's your business going to do after I do 1,000 1-star ratings?
I mean, I'd give you the free lunch. I'll just be right up front about that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I've heard recently is that, I mean, in the last 2 months, I've heard of that happening, but I'm not sure how relevant it actually is in the grand scheme of things.
It would be difficult to tell anyone with any amount of resources to listen to you, because there are probably counter resources, right? I mean, you would just reach out to Google or something and be like, hey, this guy's, I don't know how you would do it. I don't know how you would stop somebody.
Yeah, and that's where it gets into like the whole democratization of the user, feedback side of things can also be a hostage situation for a business.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be tough because they wouldn't just ask for a free lunch.
Exactly. They're asking for 20K out of your revenue
every month. I'm going to be back here next week.
Dude.
You better have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to be careful of out there. I don't know how you get around that other than not listing yourself, but then you destroy your
business
reach.
would suffer anyway. That's given up. That's given into the bad guys, kind of. I would say.
So do we need to have a website that just, well, I guess this is where it's like you there are podcasts and stuff that come out and they're just able to get like 1,000 buy subscribers basically from these bot farms. So but I'm not sure if that's good. I just think that there should be a way for a business to,
What a
yeah, that's a tough one. If you don't have enough people to like be on your side, and there's like a threat of like a lot of people on the
what
other
about a
side.
benevolent organization that does the same but floods you with positive results
Right.
from bots
See,
or from
that's
a
like
thousand dudes in India?
that it's definitely doable, but it's going to cost money for these businesses. Or is it just like the Superman non, like 501c3 that just goes around giving, then the ratings just don't
This is
matter
why we need that
anymore.
crowdfunding site, because they would be able to fund it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, an alternative is having anybody that wants to leave feedback, a quick user interface for this service would be based on QR codes on the receipts. So you have to have had bought a product or whatever from I have to have the receipt from the restaurant that has a QR code for that you scan, and then you're able to give feedback based on actually putting value into that business.
What if it became like a standard logo of an organization, or even sort of not still non-governmental, like NSF, the National Science Foundation? They label a lot of things that they've tested and approved of, so that all like email correspondence, because I want to be able to review companies that maybe I haven't even say purchased something from, but if they're willing to market to me, then they have to be opening themselves up to reviews from me, like feedback from me. So every correspondence that goes out, if it has this QR code stamp of approval where I can reply, then this company is at least willing to listen to the general populace and be willing to receive feedback, which a lot of these companies probably don't care, because it's so hard to leave meaningful feedback that's heard by enough people.
Yeah, and this is a way of just systematically checking to like that the human on the other side is a human, maybe not, like it's not a bot that's able to reply somehow.
Yeah, that would create jobs somewhere. What if they had to operate them where their headquarters are located or something? These people, where they can only help their local economy of where their executives live.
Yeah, like that. But the idea that you have with like even just marketing, anybody that's marketing to you has to have this QR code that you're able to provide a feedback for. And if it doesn't, like you're not going to trust the marketing for a company that doesn't allow users to scan it and provide feedback.
Yeah, it's a little mark of approval that this company's just willing to listen and willing to put themselves on the line in the public forum.
Yeah. I think those ratings, though, on like a website, or like on a website would be like maybe your initial people who have actually bought something from them, I guess, from these businesses, or use their product and like have some sort of receipt, is like you could not filter, but you could have like different brackets of like of ratings, I guess, is kind of how I'm seeing what you're talking about.
I like it. If every code was unique to the person, then you could also code it as giving different codes different weight as far as like a priority rating.
It just gets into the weird territory of like digital IDs.
Yeah, it wouldn't be connected to anything,
everything.
any of your personal info on the surface.
Right.
It would just be a weighted system.
A marker.
This one's worth 100. This one's worth 35. This is a basic email. This is somebody that spent $100,000 with us in the last 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. So it is weighted in that regard.
because I would
like
want
that.
to. I would be more interested in hearing from the people that affect me the most financially, from a financial driven company, versus the person who just wants to stop getting spam emails. I would want to hear from them first.
It would be cool to like just if there was a way of just paying these spammers off. Like here's a lifetime subscription to like just not have spam ever come to you. And then you like check the box, you give them the $20 and you just go on your way. Like you're like, I just don't want spam anymore. And the company's like, all right, you're good now. Thanks for the money.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want.
How much do they need to steal from you to just stop pelting you with emails is what I'm trying to say.
My spam filters are pretty strong. The thing is, if you stay on top of your inboxes and you do report stuff, I mean, that's all you can really do is report these things, because they do get blocked. The companies want the user experience to be good, and they don't want people to get scammed on stuff. So there are things out there, but yeah, if you start paying them, then they just get more and more crazy, right?
Yeah. There most likely is a system of like home defense server farm style like networking that like if you got into the game of actually producing a home server where you could have like legitimately some sort of have some sort of AI like going through every line by line, like reading everything and like truly putting it in the junk folder and pressing delete because fuck it,
absolutely.
you know? But like these big companies, like how do they show their worth is through volume. So the more emails that are getting sent, it's like not a bad thing. So they could like they put it in the junk folder, like on Google Chrome on Gmail or whatever these websites are. But they still let them come through. Yeah. There's no like really, really hard. I mean, there's filtering obviously and organizing and blocking, but like I don't get an email at the end of the month and say like, "Hey, you got 200," but it could have been 2,000.
Sure, if they did show you how many they
know?
were blocking, that would get more people's buy-in to like optimize it. And if they did check-ins every once in a while, like, do you want to keep this? We notice you never interact with this email. Do you want you've never reacted from it before? Is this a real person, or do you immediately want to flag and block it? It would just be a thing of seeing, have I ever interacted with it before? Have I ever opened a link?
You've got 30,000 of these in your inbox.
Yeah.
From this one guy who never opened it.
In the last 13 years, you've never opened one of these. I have some, dude. I get some from my original. I mean, I still have my OG first day of community college. I signed up for it. And I might have even had it in high school, honestly. But yeah, I still have it. I still use it. It's kind of become my, is this going to produce junk email address? And it's the Wild West. It's a monster, dude.
Yeah, that's how Yahoo stays in business.
I got Gmail from OG.
No, I know, but it's one of those like early pioneer emails that people got, you know, and then like it turned into their junk email. And then like the only reason it became relevant again was because of fantasy football.
That's true. Yahoo is still,
and that's their whole business model is once a year we have fantasy football, and then everybody puts away this email address for the rest of the year, and it goes to spam filtering.
Do you play fantasy football?
No, I don't. I mean, if I ever like I have in the past, but I get roped in like a at work or something like that. What about you?
I haven't done it in a few years, but I got pretty heavy into it. I found I wasn't enjoying football as much.
Yeah, that's what happens.
I was rooting against
You're a
teams
gambler.
that normally I would root for, or I would be just lost and spend an hour doing research on players and stuff, and I'd be like, man, this is a black hole, and also I'm not enjoying it as much. I'm actually stressed out about football, and that's like the opposite of what I want it to do.
Yeah, I think what it really succeeded in doing was taking people's attention from only being focused on their favorite team and casting that throughout the whole NFL network, which again looks like more users, but it's really like the same amount of users, but they're checking like 4 different games now instead of just watching one on Sunday. And so it definitely boosts the numbers of like viewership totals based on just this one game.
Well, it's great for the cable companies
created.
because normally you'd only care about your local team, and that would be on local TV every week. But now, I mean, I did. That's why and now I'm kind of hooked on being able to see all these games from my fantasy football days when I paid for cable so I could watch every game, and it was way too much. And I used to only, going back to the stress thing, I used to only care if one team won, and that was my team. And now I care about individual players and how they perform. And it's not even rooting for 32 teams or whatever. It's rooting for hundreds of different players across all of the teams. And man, it's a lot to keep track of. And some people are really good at it. And I was okay. I usually finish like top middle of the pack. I don't know if I had any wins in any leagues throughout the years, honestly. I probably didn't because I can't remember.
I never did.
But I wouldn't do too bad. But there are some people that are actually like good at it, and they know so much about football, and it's impressive. And it is kind of a cool thing when you get into a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, it's a talent. It's a talent that people have it's almost like as talented as somebody going on Jeopardy and winning like 10 times, to just keep going, or whatever. Like that's how it would be equated to if you're like a boomer or something. It's like that one college. Like anybody that gets really good. What about like you remember that taxi cab game show?
Cash
What was
Cab.
that called? Cash Cab, dude. That game show was incredible, and it was cutting edge and smart and
I used to watch
cool.
reruns back to back to back to back. I could still watch. I mean, I still enjoy it.
Yeah. I haven't thought about it in minimum 15 years.
I saw it recently. In the last few years, yeah, it was on.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's like you're always like, damn, how do these like people actually hold all this information inside of their
I could
inside
win.
of them,
I could win that game, for sure. I mean, not
You
to
think
sound
so?
too cocky.
Is it because it's multiple choice?
I
or-
just random useless facts are really all that is in my brain.
Yeah, but like if it was just a blank question, no multiple choice, like not who wants to be a millionaire, how good would you do? Really well.
I mean,
Really well.
So you want to be a million, or what was that show called? Who Wants to Be a
Wants to Be a
Millionaire? That was
Millionaire?
pretty tough. I mean, that wasn't easy.
Well, there's levels.
I really
to
enjoy
it.
Jeopardy.
The Cash Cab you're saying wasn't as hard as Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I thought it also had difficulty.
It does. There are different rounds and the questions get more difficult, but it's not as hard as Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Did you still have the ability to phone in?
You could pull over and ask somebody. You could call. I think you could call somebody. That was one of the lifelines.
Okay.
You could pull over and ask a stranger.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Or maybe there was another one, but I'm not sure.
That's cool. Yeah.
What a great idea. What a stoner off the wall like game show idea.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's so unique.
And it pays a Cash Cab, dude. And you know what? If like you could come up with that same idea and just call it like oh, like a Waymo or like an autonomous car that's also a
Yeah.
game show. Like, so now like Tesla or Waymo or any of these autonomous cars, they should have the option to like play the game if you
And no
want
host.
to. And well, the host it like it's like lights and
Sure.
interactive with the whatever displays you have, and the AI is talking to you like there's somebody in the front seat asking the questions or whatever. But it's the fact that like you could have a part of these subscriptions for Uber or for like these ride sharing apps. You could like you can actually sign up for like a better subscription where you have the opportunity to play
Yeah.
the game, and so for a monthly charge you could get discounts
It'd just
on
be
your
more
rides
expensive
by answering
Yeah, like,
questions.
you know how you already choose what kind of Uber you want? You could choose Uber game
Yeah.
and just, hit that.
So it's almost like betting in that sense, because you could make your money back, but you
You
might
could,
not.
yeah, hell yeah. And if you're smart enough, there could be guys that just run around for free every day. They haven't owned a car in 20 years. They're just like, I just win that game all the time.
Yeah, there could be people that just ride the game and that's their whole like career. They don't get jobs. They just go and
Oh, and they
ride.
could start selling their
and bet.
rides to other people
Nice.
because they're going to get it for free.
Yes,
and
dude.
hey, you want a discounted ride? I'll do it for $3, and we're good.
Damn, dude. That's pretty good. Yeah, and there's this whole aftermarket of like ticket sales, or not ticket sales,
There's
but
just
like
a shady
yeah,
cabal
like-
of these super smart trivia guys that like run the run the Waymo game system, like
Oh,
a
yeah.
mafia.
you're like, I got like 600 gift cards for Uber. You want one?
All he does all day is ride around and answer questions. It sounds like not a bad fucking gig to me. I don't know.
There's definitely those same people that do the bar trivia that just
Yeah,
hop around and go to all the bars and like win all the fucking
$50 gift
prizes.
card to fucking
Here, $50
Shakespeare's.
gift card there. How good are you at bar
Pretty good.
trivia?
Pretty good. Yeah,
Nice, dude.
I realize it sounds douchey to say you're good at anything, but I just enjoy it a lot, so I think that's part of it. Trivial Pursuit, remember that game as a kid? Big old box of cards,
Oh.
and it had little ovals with different colors, and each card had like 4 or 5 questions on it.
Talk about the one that turned into a fan.
I think there might have been like a travel version that was like, it was a book of cards.
There was
It was a box
Yeah,
at home, like
it
a
was
big, full
Okay.
of like playing card size cards with questions on it.
It's like, well, that was like back when the encyclopedia was cool.
Yeah, having a full set of encyclopedia, dude. That's fucking sick.
Then you got your trivia cards and the
And you got
same
modern
bookshelf.
marbles going on fucking TV.
And a fucking and a replica of a Mustang on
yeah.
the shelf.
One of those big mouth Billy Bass fucking toys.
yeah, the red button. And then the electric globe.
That's
that you
so
touch
cool.
The glass.
Nobody
and
had
then
that. That's
and the
fucking.
fucking
Did you have one of
lightning
those? That was so. I wish, dude.
Nah, but they had it at Spencer's,
for
dude.
sure. That was the coolest fucking desk toy ever, man.
Yeah. Did you ever use a paper clip and you put a paper clip on top of the glass and then you take another paper clip and you bring it over and the fucking lightning bolt or the electricity goes through the glass and you can see the
That's cool.
spark.
I mean, I never did
outside.
that.
Yeah. You also, if you touch it and then I guess somebody else comes and touches it and then you touch fingers,
Yeah.
then you get that shock through your
You can transmit it for sure. Yeah, like Tesla stuff, Tesla coil style stuff.
Yep.
I think that thing was probably filled with a gas, right? And then it had an electrode inside, and the gas was conductive, like xenon or
Yeah.
neon or something like that.
We could look into
I want to
that.
make a giant one, and I'm going to put it on my roof and just light it up at random times. Just like have this giant, like fucking signaling homing beacon. Talk to the aliens. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
I feel like they should have chandeliers that also just do that. And you're like, you know, you're walking up the spiral staircase, you know, two spiral staircases, and then you got this fucking chandelier that's just casting off electricity into the handrails.
Yeah, the two spiral staircases, and there's just electricity arcing between them, like just open arcs of electricity. I mean, if you wanted to look like a mad scientist or something like that, if that was the aesthetic you were going for, I think somebody would be into that. They'd be willing to set that up.
There should also be an option for your fireplace insert to just go with that setting instead of like your flame setting. It could just be that like crazy electricity going on behind the glass.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I mean, your oven, your microwave, why not have a button on the microwave to just take it to the next level? You know, you're just making some, you know, mac and cheese.
It's good
cups
for parties.
It's just one more button you push, and it's fucking party time.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be on the oven vent. Then it just goes down onto your stovetop.
I really think it needs to be more incorporated because it's honestly the coolest thing to look at. It's kind of like looking at a campfire. It's mesmerizing.
We could build them as like sideways light bulbs that sit on top of your computer monitor, and so like they plug in USB, but then like it's like this, you know, it like this light bar that sits on top of your computer screen for
like rolls of it, like LED lights, just like this tube that you can stick anywhere.
Yeah,
and roll up and put up.
That's cool. Should do it as like the grill on front of your car.
Yeah. Or shooting down
like
to the ground, like from the car. Just arcs of electricity shooting down. I mean, Tesla could really do that. They already do the horn that sounds like whatever you want, or like the lock button you can assign different audio to that. Why not show off the electrical power and make your car arc them?
If you're driving past another Tesla, they should buddy arc to each other on the freeway, like as a symbol of
like the Jeep Wave.
Yeah. It's a huge electrical arc to the other car.
It's like lightning hitting. Like this is thunder. Hell yeah. I'd love to see that.
Yeah. Lightning is cool, man. And electricity is cool. And I think it's probably the future is actually seeing, like, that's what people are hoping for. I feel like that's what people are hoping for when they get the computer desktops that have the fans with the lights in them and the keyboards. Like, give me a keyboard, one of these like analog keyboards that everybody wants to have for gaming now, but I want that electricity flowing underneath the keys. And so you're like tapping on it, and when you tap on it, the key, then the electrical beam comes over to the key that you just pressed. Similar,
because when you're touching it, that's when the globe focuses on where you're touching. I really think the people that need to be worried about this are the RGB gaming manufacturers that are making all these RGB LED lights. Like, that's going to be a thing of the past. If you can choose to have the fucking Spencer's Gift lightning globe shit in your computer and in your keyboard and in your monitor, why would you not choose that?
In your microphone, whenever you're talking, it
matches the wavelength kind of. It's like it shows the fuck yeah.
It's basically those tube amps, but like if you had a tube amp that was also like sensitive enough to project electricity outside of just, making the good warm color.
It could change colors too. I mean, if you were angry, if you sounded angry, it could be red.
Yeah. It could be in your mouse.
Yeah.
Your mouse, when you touch it, it's just
I just want it in my eyes all the time. That's how much I like it.
Contact lenses with electrical arcs. Dude, that goes back to our urinal idea. Just a urinal filled with electrical charge.
A urinal made out of one of those globes,
wrong?
dude, where the electricity goes to where you're pissing and it's like focused on it.
Yes.
I mean, you don't even need an LED touchscreen. That's everything I've ever wanted.
So it's a clear glass urinal, except it's only clear glass on the front side. On the back side, on the
inside
sides,
dish, the bowl,
porcelain, right, is glass. So there's a little layer where the gas and the electricity is. So when you're peeing on the inside of this urinal, it finds where that hot spot is, and basically it will follow it all around if you want.
Yeah.
With electrical charges, but you don't get zapped. That's, I think, the key.
That would need to be number one on the list.
The electricity. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the old dick zap. Unless you start going out too far outside the circle or something like that. Yeah.
Then it zaps you. You can play on hard. It depends on how drunk you are. The hard mode gets incredibly hard.
It's just a 1 inch circle, man.
You just get zapped.
Cool. Well, I'm glad we're solving big problems. The urinal, how boring urinals are is an issue that needs to be addressed.
Well, we pretty much solved that tonight. I mean, that's
done.
That's a thing of the
Check that
past.
off the list for sure.
Yeah, there's a couple other ideas, but I would say the other thing that made me think was this what was it? Whatever. It was it's like a do-it-yourself home monitor for that somebody built open source for like what your air purifier would do, which would be sense the air around it and give you like a monitor, like ability to say, is the air quality good or is it bad? I thought that was really cool because me and my friend, my roommate back in college, we created like a stop. Well, basically it's a air monitor on the inside of the door of your bathroom, and on the outside of your door, it's like a hook that hooks on top, and the outside is just a stoplight that just goes red, yellow, green. And so just based on how bad that bathroom smells in there, it's going to give you like, just, don't go in there.
Tie it into the app, tie it into the ratings app. Like, how often is this bathroom stinky?
Go. Absolutely. But it was supposed to be just a simple, clear message, stoplight, red, yellow,
something
green.
You could get at Walgreens, like the as seen on TV shelf. You just really easy, just they're $5.99 or something. You just grab them. It's like a thing in an apartment building. You just hang it on your door, and if you have roommates, that would be so valuable. Still got to go in there though.
Exactly that. Well, that was you still got to go in there, but you should at least have a warning system of how big of a breath you're gonna hold, on the way in, before you get in there, and then you realize I got to hold my breath now. Yeah.
There's definitely some trauma related to just going gung ho into the bathroom and getting crushed.
So if we could fix that, we could fix the public restrooms, the mapping for them, the feedback for them, the giving users of urinals the ability to gamify them. Shit, they could also win prizes too, right? Like if you on your app, like if you wanted to, you could give away prize, redeemable prize tokens for like hitting the targets correctly. Spendable at the bar.
Touch Tunes? Have you been to a bar with Touch Tunes? It's a network of jukeboxes where you buy tokens and pick songs digitally on your phone. Just get tokens to the Touch Tunes. It's free.
Yep.
People are just paying for songs. You're not losing anything by giving stuff out. Song tokens.
Yeah.
I think about a lot about Goleta and living out there. Do you remember the bathroom at the end of the hallway in Goleta?
Yeah.
Of course you do. You lived there. Were you there when there was a beehive in the wall? That was crazy.
Yeah. There's beehive in the kitchen wall, in the bedroom off to the right side with the kitchen wall to the outside.
There was one. There was one right under the window in the bathroom in the back of the house too.
It was that whole side of the house.
Yeah. I remember waking up in the morning every morning, pretty much, at least maybe just during the warmer months, and I would flip on the light in the bathroom, and the window of the bathroom would be covered in thousands of bees, and it was a frightening and just strange scenario to be.
The inside or the outside? Oh my god!
The little window above the shower.
I would say.
Yeah. And
I never saw it on the inside, but I never saw it on the outside either. That's crazy.
The sun would.
I mean, it only progressed. Like it kept on progressing. So like when I lived there, it was maybe about a year or two of the bees starting to move in. And then, so like we witnessed them move in. By the time you were there, that was a beehive going strong for like 4 years.
Yeah,
at that point, or 3.
I mean, ideal conditions back there. You have all the avocado farms and all of the. What else was up there?
And a landlord who doesn't give a shit.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't getting taken care of. That wasn't even a question. That never even crossed my mind, honestly. Even when I lived there, I was like, we just live with the bees now.
What crossed my mind was like, I was thinking of solutions when I was there. I was like, I got to get somebody from City College to come down here and like just smoke them and find the queen. Like collect it, because it's like once the queen's gone, then they don't have anybody to serve anymore. That would have been the only way to the only other way was like to the construction guy's surprise, knocking that house down. It must have been crazy to knock that corner down and then be like,
I mean, imagine all the honeycomb in the walls and stuff. It would be cool if
mixed with
we
asbestos.
Had set up bee boxes out there and then use some pheromones or something to try and get them out. I think the only way is to go and find the queen though, which is nuts because you gotta get deep in there and locate it.
You have no idea where she's at.
The people I see that do it can find it, and I'm like, how did you find that one bee in this giant hive? That's wild. Yeah, because it almost looks identical. It doesn't, but it does almost look identical.
It's like just a
little bit more brown.
Right? It's just a bit
and darker,
longer,
a little bit, and just bigger and weirder looking, scarier looking.
Yeah, if they that's the next step though, right? Like finding the queen with like autonomous little tiny bee drones that go in there and like pretend like they're just fellow guys.
Just go about your business.
It just hones in to the queen and then it self-destructs. Kaboom.
The little assassin drones. Yeah, that was fun. I remember walking into that bathroom and Lars was in there.
Oh yeah, in the bathroom
in a Metallica hoodie, a black hoodie with the hoodie pulled up and dark sunglasses on.
Jesus, this freaked the shit out of me.
I thought it was.
That's a good prank.
I loved it.
That's
Lars was a
scary.
big punching dummy for people that weren't there. It wasn't a human.
Yeah.
He was a foam rubber punching bag that looked like a giant scary man.
Yeah, he was he played several different roles while we were there, from different different people different threat models is all I would say. Yeah, that house was pretty
It
cool.
was really
man.
fun.
Yeah, lots of little goodies going around, Easter eggs, if you will.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, definitely one of the best places to live. It was basically a tree house that was on the ground floor.
Yeah, it had sort of a gypsy village kind of feel to it. Like, part of it was probably tents, and there wasn't, but it kind of felt that way. There was an airplane in the backyard.
You didn't know if the roof was gonna stay on during the winter or not.
No,
for sure.
Well, it did feel
I
like
didn't.
sleeping outside all the time. I mean, it was like sleeping.
Yeah.
You had an outside part of your room.
I had an outside part. It was a
Yeah, that was
solarium.
super cool.
Yeah, all glass room. And that got hot as fuck and then cold as
It was
fuck.
outside, man.
I was outside. Yeah,
There was the thinnest glass.
it was one
Yeah.
pane.
That was cool.
I remember like a tornado warning happening at some point, and I was just like, all right, this place is gone. Like, we're like, it's gonna this tornado is gonna hit
Even
us
if it
for
didn't
sure.
hit us,
And
even
then-
if it was 30 miles away, we probably would have had some damage.
It was crazy. Yeah, I just remember just watching the Weather Channel, like, fuck. Please don't let a tornado come through. Like, we're dead. The wind was going
could've just-
crazy. Sometimes those storms got
Could've just
real
gotten the
bad.
airplane.
Yeah, and drowned inside a fuselage. Just doors lock and just fills up.
Yeah, the golf course too was across the street.
Yeah, there was a lot of good things like about going over there.
It was just
at
a high
night.
school across the other way, so it was empty all the time. It was a giant parking lot that was full part of the day, but I wasn't there when it was full. Just a lot of empty space. It was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point it was a magical place for sure. I'm not sure how much that place went for, but it was probably it was the land that was the most valuable.
Yeah, that
for
property. When I was there,
sure.
it was probably the last time was 2012, I'm guessing. And they were renovating it. I'm guessing that land back tearing
Renovating.
it down. They tore it down. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, they saved some things. There were some studs left when I was there, but everything else was gone. It was just bare studs structure. What do you think? I mean, probably back then, just the land, $1.5 million.
Mill. Yeah,
Minimum
mill.
of a mil, but probably 1.2 or something like that. Now it was a huge lot for that area, but not a big, not a ton of land.
No, but yeah, it would definitely be in the for the land itself, probably. Yeah, mill.
You could build such a cool house right there.
Yeah, it definitely has. It was a sweet spot.
Yeah.
A lot of sweet spots over there that are just rented to normal people for sure. A lot of people own things that they don't understand what the value is, or they just had it in their family for so long that it just doesn't even, like, they just don't care anymore. Like, there's a lot of that going on in California.
I think we talked about it before, but people say it's difficult to live in places that are notoriously expensive, and yes, it's a little bit more difficult. But if you're a single person, or even if you're married and don't have kids, if you can produce the income. You can live there. People do live there. You know, normal people that just have normal jobs live in these areas. And if you want to experience somewhere really cool, whether it's California or New York or Chicago or Miami, wherever you want to be, Barcelona, it doesn't matter. Go and do it. I mean, it's not impossible. I know, cost of living is a thing, but you have to think there are millions of people that live in these places that are making it, and they're not all millionaires. And if you want to experience these things, it's going to cost money, but you can do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like inflation, inflation hits everybody differently based on where you are in the world and what your products and services that you're utilizing are. So everybody's inflation rate is different, but that's also cost of living the same way, where, you know, it just takes you actually going into that place and being there to be able to mitigate the like, what I mean, those aspects of like putting up roadblocks in your own mind of it's too expensive, or it's, you know, or maybe it's, you know, like not the right place for you. But yeah, having been there as a young buck in college and shit, I would say that it just takes jumping in first and then being able to swim, you know, learn how to tread water and swim. But you're gonna psych yourself out if you're just concerned about that shit without like jumping in first.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely a million reasons, and I like the idea. I mean, I don't like it. It's not a good thing, but that inflation will definitely hold people back because it can affect you mentally as well. Not having the confidence to think you can do these things when the effect of inflation here is the same as the effect of inflation in some other places to a degree, right? Things are going to be more expensive places, some places than other places, but
just cost of living is also related to cost of, or not cost,
income,
but payout of income. Yeah, so it's related, and then people don't talk about what the income levels of these areas that have super high inflation or whatever, and you're like, well, it's actually, if you put that into account, it mutes the inflation.
And go somewhere and live in the part of that community that's the student area, the student community. And because that community requires people of lower income to move in every year, sometimes no income, to move there every year, there's a system that's affordable there. You know, it's not glitz and glam, but you know, you can make it work a little bit more easily. You know, you're not moving to Beverly Hills. You're going to move to Isla Vista or somewhere where all the students live. The rent's going to be affordable. There's going to be cheap food options. You know, you're going to be able to make it a little bit more easily.
Yeah. Choosing a place with a good, a large master's program is probably a good bet too. Or, I mean, it could be undergrad too. I guess large university towns are.
We're more in the undergrad phase of our life right now, but you know, younger people probably wouldn't be hurt by the undergrad experience.
No, but I just think that like undergrads, I'm not sure what the value is, but I would say that government pays a lot more for undergrad education than, I don't know. Actually, maybe the masters get just as much grant money or
I think
whatever.
It shifts from federal aid to like in the sense of student loans to grants. Probably is where the focus is.
Yeah. I just feel like that's like the subsidy that keeps things inflated on that housing side of things too. So it's almost, you know, even though you're in, like, I haven't even looked at the prices of Santa Barbara. Like, it would be really interesting to just look back and see what like a 1-bedroom apartment is today.
I'm still part of Santa Barbara Swap, the Facebook page, and yeah, I mean, it's expensive. You know, I think it's like 24.
What's
I think
a
it's
one
2,400 for
bedroom?
like a 2-bedroom, probably 1,200 a month for.
Oh, that's the same prices.
Well, I mean, we were all stuffed into a 1-bedroom, and we were paying 24 a month, I think, way back.
I was a 1 bedroom for 1,100 in downtown Santa Barbara,
Yeah, it's probably more than. It's probably quite a bit more.
and then I was about 800. I think it was 800 or 750 for the 1 bedroom out in Goleta in
Yeah,
a house, but it was like 700
yeah,
750.
yeah. That was a pretty good deal.
When I went up to San Luis Obispo, like to house in Los Osos, it was around $495, and I was
Yeah,
stoked,
yeah, for sure.
dude. I was like, Jesus
Hell yeah.
Christ, Santa Barbara was fucking expensive. But yeah, I could imagine a 1 bedroom
24,
going
25.
for 2,000. Yeah, yeah. Or I could
Wonder
see
what
that
Grant's
happening
townhouse
today.
used to cost.
Honestly, that thing would probably back then it was probably,
Probably more than
2,000
plus.
what
Yeah,
23
now it's probably
24.
like 4,500 or 4,000 or something like that.
Yeah. Was it 1 bedroom though?
Maybe it was a loft.
It was a loft, like 1 bedroom up there at the
Yeah,
very
but it had a
top.
garage connected
Had a garage, had a back
deck. Yeah.
patio, and
A whole floor of like the kitchen and the living room. It was actually pretty small. It was just the coolest thing I had ever seen at that point.
yeah, another treehouse style. You felt like you're climbing up into like a magical treehouse.
Yeah,
Some shit.
yeah.
How many
Hey,
floors?
dude, he had 3 floors, man. I was like, this is amazing. I lived in a closet
Yeah,
and a
no.
garage. He had a garage.
Yeah, 2,400 seems about right. Location was great
Yep.
too.
Yep, that was.
Yeah, there's some really. I mean that was like a great location, close to the beach, close to everything,
Yeah,
flat streets.
yeah. I was only a block away from Cass and Ian and I's apartment too, on Chino
Oh
Chino
yeah, that's
Street.
right. Dang. Yeah, that's nuts.
Mexican market, pizza.
A lot of good.
There was a bar. There was a liquor store, all within a block. Burritos,
That's cool, man.
Super Kukas, giant fucking like Chipotle times 1,000 as far as quality goes. It was a good time.
Yeah,
We should go back there. We should
Can't
try and
deny.
do like a reunion trip and so I can wander around Santa Barbara for 2 or 3 days.
we should. That would
Stay
be
at
great.
Bacara or Four Seasons or something.
I'm gonna stay at the
Hell
Biltmore.
yeah. You could rent Lamborghinis or something.
Yeah, and wear like shit outfits.
Yeah. The white robes, dude, with the band on our heads. We would get in anywhere. We could do anything we wanted.
We both could definitely pull that
We could
off.
definitely do that. Yeah,
It'd be
we
hilarious.
could do that, and we could only whisper to each other because we don't know the language, right? So we would just have to
Right.
whisper to each other all night.
So funny. Or we could have somebody that rides around with us that like pretends to be
Go between.
our like tour,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
go between, and like, oh, they say this, they say that. Dude, even if like just doing that anywhere, like renting a car, like just a shitty, like rent a little Toyota, whatever, Corolla
Yeah.
or something, and just wear that outfit. Just pretend like you got like a golden handcuff to your suitcase
Hell yeah.
or something. It's just, we should meet in different places around the country and just like rent cars and drive around, like, and see how much what spots we can get in, and like what hard to access places you get into just because they think you have a lot of
wear
money.
Wear some streaming glasses and record everything. Yeah. I like it.
That's next on our list. Or we could just go to Dubai.
Yeah, it would be harder to use that as an advantage out there. The outfits, but I do want to, I want to try on the outfit because it's growing on me.
I think it's just nice to just like the actual technology behind these things is that like it draws in the air from underneath, almost like a chimney would. So like because it's a wider opening at the bottom and then like a smaller opening at the top, it actually
Circulates.
funnels airflow through it. And that's actually like how they like it's not just that they're wearing these robes, it's the actual air currents that these robes create when the heat is hitting them. The heat transfers through and the heat rises on the inside and it pulls air in from the understory, if you know what I mean.
And I imagine like walking and moving a little bit really speeds up the airflow process. So
yeah, the faster you move, the poorer you are, though. Over there,
interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, you got to move
no
real
problem.
slow, or not move at all.
Sign me up, dude. I'm gonna be the fucking coolest guy on the block. That guy never even leaves his house. He just sits outside.
Yeah, I wonder how long it would take. Well, I'm sure that like in a week's time of being over there, like obviously, I'm sure that a lot of like we could have a lot of these ideas just funded by just conversations at a hotel bar. Like we should be saving these ideas. We should really not be giving them out on a podcast. We should just be saving our money, flying to Dubai and hanging out in the hotel lobby, just waiting for somebody to come and sit next to us. Yeah.
Adventure.
It's this is the new way. I'm going to have like just a bunch of paperwork that like I just kind of just falls out of my expensive briefcase.
Yep.
And be like, oh, this idea, this $250 million idea. What do you think?
No problem.
What do you think of this?
Just a drop in the bucket for me. Here's 250.
What do you think about this urinal pad moon ring?
Dude,
they would
dig that so much. I mean, I don't know what the urinal market's
true.
like over there. I'm curious to know if they have urinals, but if they don't, I think they're missing the boat.
Yep. This is the next big thing over there. I mean, they do have a lot of big water features over there. And this could be the next water feature.
A giant
for them.
Plaza with a bunch of urinals in it. And they're game urinals, like a urinal arcade.
We should have urinal arcades set up.
And just all you can drink, right? The drinks are included in the cost of admission.
In the ticket price? That's hilarious. It's just Coors Light. Like it's like Bud Light, Coors Light, like fucking Rolling Rock,
giant cups, like just huge.
I want those hats,
dude. Hands free, and somebody else comes and reloads it for you. You don't even need to touch it because there's so much piss everywhere. The less you touch, the better, right? There's just so much piss.
How about a bar that like has one of those hoses that used to pick up the ice cream bars in the vending machine, but it like swivels over. It's on a big conveyor belt on the ceiling, and then it finds your head and comes down to the cup and fills up your cups on both sides. It's like locks your helmet in place, then fills up the two, and then you got new beer.
I think it's a function of the actual urinal. Like, are you ready for a refill? Like, you piss on a button.
That's true.
Yes. and it's just a constant cycle.
Yeah. At the end,
You're just standing at a urinal, and it's just feeding in. But what are we doing with all the piss is the question.
yeah, it's a
We
great.
got to find
idea.
something to
we
do with
doing?
the piss.
Well, we clean it, and it's the toilet water.
And then the solids have to have some sort of value as fuel, right? So like we pull all the contaminants out of it.
We don't allow poop. We don't allow the solids.
Poop is in
There's
the most boring
no toilets.
restroom ever. Like it's just a regular toilet.
It's a hole in the ground.
we don't want the poop.
Maybe like just an outhouse where like you go and it's like it could be a compost toilet system, like national park style, but the all the shit goes to biomass, and then it's actually fueling. The biomass is being burnt for the electricity that powers the arcade games.
Yeah, how do we stop people from bringing in poop, though? I think we should probably... You know how before you go into a public pool, you're supposed to shower?
Yeah, 48 hours. Or, no, sorry, that's the diarrhea.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing, too. You can't come into the piss arcade if you've just had diarrhea. You're a liability at that point.
How can you prevent
You
that,
can't.
dude?
Just like the public pool. You can't, but it's on the sign.
Just like the pool. Yeah.
It's
so bad.
Sign, man.
This is just a gentleman's agreement. You're like, yep. Definitely didn't have it this morning.
Funny, some optimist walks into the pool area and they're like, can you believe all of these people? None of them have had diarrhea last week. It's amazing.
I feel like that's where facial recognition really comes in handy. Because, like, you should have to read the rules, and then, like, the rules are, like, one by one, you know? And they pop up on the screen, and you have to say, like,
and there's a lie detector?
Yeah, no, I didn't do that.
Yeah,
it's a lie detector. It's like, oh, definitely didn't have diarrhea this morning. And it's like, wrong. You're not coming in the pool today. I know you. I can tell.
I mean, people would just stop trying because they don't want the embarrassment.
That's what I'm saying. Then it's gonna be clean pool,
cleaner pools,
and a cleaner arcade,
and a cleaner world.
Yeah.
Well, the pool could be connected
bath.
to the arcade, and the pool could be filled with cleaned piss water. Like the pee has been filtered into the pool.
Yes.
Too far? Maybe too far.
The other thing could be like if you do lie about like needing to, or like you had diarrhea that morning, like it could open up like another door that's for like another like a terrible arcade. It's like the shitty arcade, and it's like just like normal games,
dirty
and shit,
pool,
like no bar. Yeah, just.
Just a regular arcade.
Just a regular arcade. You don't get to go to the fun one.
I think what I'm getting from this the most is that just pee has been very negatively stigmatized, and that we need to open our minds to more pee related ventures.
Absolutely. I think that the whole idea that they put the ice in the urinals was like the first interactive thing where you're like, oh, I can melt the ice, and it's super fun. Why not have a urinal that automatically creates shaved ice at the bottom so you can always piss and write your name in the urinal? Like it's like you're outside when you're at, on a snowy day, and you're like, oh, I want to try to draw this, and it's like, shaved ice
cursive.
Urinals.
Gotta know cursive. Yeah,
gotta know cursive. That's the only reason
that is the last reason
to learn it.
That's what they should be telling the kids in school.
Yeah. This is the only time you'll ever use this after you get done here. And they're like, oh, okay, so I should pick up this skill.
Yeah, it's it's fun. It's the funnest part. One of the funnest parts about being outside at night in winter. Usually I was drinking though, so I don't know how to tell the kids about that. Probably can't tell them.
You just give a lesson about heat and melting
Yeah.
ice.
And then
Hot water melts ice, and that's how I used to tell if I actually was I running a temperature, was I not, is how fast the snow melted.
yeah. And then at the end of the semester, you go on a field trip to the snow, and
Yeah.
you get to pee in the snow.
Yeah, in separate outhouses.
Yeah, that'd be challenging.
We set up it's just like it's a trip, but you just like, all right, here's the 50 separate pop-up tents. Now everybody practice your cursive and let's go home.
Yeah, in the end of the semester, one of the semesters is a winter semester. The other one would have to involve either going somewhere that's always cold or frozen, or you'd have to generate snow, unless you had a feature of your toilet that could create snow.
Yeah. Yeah,
This is ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous idea we've ever had. I like it, but just the toilets that create snow. I mean, if somebody takes off and goes with that, I just want one. That's all I ask for in compensation.
It could be a wall that's like, it's just your urinal is like an ice block. Like, so the wall itself is a block of ice. It gets, whatever. It's like cold stone or something like that, right? And so there's like basically a shaver, like an arm that comes down and just shaves the ice into the trough that's on the bottom. And it's like a full 20-foot long ice block wall. And trough at the bottom. That's where the snow is. But if you want, you can just like melt the ice cube too. Yeah. So it has all these different,
And then like the Zamboni comes by
features. A Zamboni would be
every
awesome.
once in a while and erases it and smooths it. Kind of like the sprayers on the vegetables at the supermarket.
Yeah. It would even be cool if it was an interactive like bathroom where the whole floor was ice. and a Zamboni came and scraped all the ice.
So instead of getting people to pee more accurately, the solution is just to have no rules at all.
No rules.
Except no poop. Still the no poop rule.
There's no toilets, dude. There's just a fucking ice block floor. And a goal with a fucking plastic hockey
This would
puck.
be one of the biggest challenges with time travel is you travel too far into the future and you don't know how to do anything, and you walk into the restroom somewhere and it's just a giant block of ice on the floor. I think I have the wrong room. It says
Like, nah, dude, you're the right room.
just some dude peeing.
Hold on here. Hold my beer. Hold my beer. It kind of reminds me though of idea for a hotel lobby floor, like say in Las Vegas or the Seychelles.
Nice, okay.
but it was a idea for a wave machine with sand, and it will create ripples, like sand ripples under the floor, and like in like the 6-inch gap or whatever before the sand. So you have all these lights down there, and then you have the different currents will create different sandbars or ripples or whatever, and so it's always changing as a floor beneath their hotel
It could
lobby.
be liquid too. Like if it was a grid that was small enough not to allow anybody to like trip or get their suitcase wheel stuck in it or something like that, there could be exposed water or anything, sand, whatever, that flows through it, and it's, you could touch it if you wanted to, but it's still just the floor. Like you don't really want to, but the like clear, if it was clear, it would be pretty sick. You could project things through it. You could see the water flowing, or any medium.
On the inside of the floor, like in the tiling or something.
Like a thicker tile, maybe even, and then you could run things in between them.
Yeah. That's fucking sick. I mean, like, again, we need to get back to our Spencer's topic where you either do lava lamp floor, which hasn't been done yet.
I mean, if it has.
And also the electrical current floor, wherever you walk, the electricity comes to where you are walking in this hotel lobby.
That would be like a dance floor.
And so, like, yes.
That's the coolest idea ever. See, this is, you might not like the ice piss cube room or the piss arcade,
right?
But if you stick with it long enough, you're going to get to some gold.
You get an electrical current dance floor. That didn't exist. Or lava lamp. I mean, a lava lamp.
If it could do both, that would be cool. I mean, it might be two different options. You couldn't interchange them, but
yeah, depends on which lobby. You can go to different interactive lobbies.
Yeah, or when you walk up to the front desk, it's lava lamp, but everywhere else it's because you could do different mediums to kind of separate spaces.
Walkways are electrified.
Yeah, and the big main room
lobbies
would be like electrified. I think that would be cool, but all the borders would be lava lamp and all the offshoots.
That's fucking sick. Columns. Your columns are also electricity.
And you could change them with temperature. So like the lava, the actual wax in the lava lamp would be reactive to temperature. So with a dial, you could change like colors, or it could flow through different areas and it would be cooler in this area and darker in that area.
Yeah. I guess. See, like, I don't know. Maybe we should do our own research after this is done, but is there a Guinness Book of World Records for the largest lava lamp?
There's probably somebody somewhere claims to have made the largest lava lamp.
I want to meet
that
guy.
We need to talk to him for sure about our idea. I mean, he has the passion for it, at least.
Right. Did it ever amaze you when you figured out that the lava lamp was just like a light bulb? And
it has a bottle cap on the top.
Just a bottle cap on the top, and then there was this metal coiled spring that was just on the bottom of that, where the wax sat at the bottom of the bottle. It took forever to heat up. Yeah, because it was just a light bulb. I can't believe they didn't figure out how to make that thing go faster. But it was cheap.
Yeah. I mean, I never had
fame.
one. I didn't get one, but no.
Really?
I think my cousin, some friends had them.
I had one.
They were awesome. I wanted one.
Yeah. I would say that if we could have, these electrical floor tiles would be really cool too, where it's embedded in the tile itself. So then you could lay patterns of these. So it might not be, it could be the whole floor, or it could be like sections of floor or walkway. But like you lay down these tiles, and because they're connected,
they could share with
a joint. They could, share the current flows between them. So you can do like different shapes and different designs.
And it's something that would be way cooler and noticeably cooler if it wasn't just a screen. If it was actually that would be, it would be a noticeable difference in cool factor.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things you can just replicate with a screen these days. I mean, even kind of like flowing water and like...
It's not fun,
It's
though.
not. And you can still tell the difference a little
Not
bit
as
for
fun.
now, but it's getting pretty crazy.
Yeah. When they solve the problem of it being like LEDs, and they figure out how to make that e-ink style, like graphical
texture,
like where it feels real, like that's where, like, when you add color to that, that's gonna be
it's all
sick.
textures. And then real sound, like if you had running water and the processing power was fast enough to actually see how the water was moving and mimic the sound exactly. Because when you're looking at flowing water, like a waterfall or something like that, what you're seeing is actually lining up with what you're hearing in reality. So it's perfect, and it adds something that you don't get from looking at a fake audio of water and fake water on a screen. There's just no way to match them up. I think right now it would be too precise.
Yep.
But it will get there.
Yeah, that's gonna be the ticket. Definitely. There's also that goes to the point about, making projections have that real time element to it, where it's not only the video but it's the audio that's
and coming from the right
synchronized,
source,
'cause
not a
that's where
speaker on the ceiling, but it's coming
Right.
from the thing that's moving.
Yeah.
Or just
That's
champion for
Yeah.
having the real thing and be a company that actually puts water in the floor or actually puts electricity in the floor, and be like, there's no way to
Fountain
make
company.
this yet. So this is the coolest thing ever.
Well,
is it's real.
Yeah. We should have like flamethrowers underneath the
Fuck yeah.
tiles, and just fucking you walk
A
through
glass,
the lobby and
glass
it's just like
floor with just fire shooting out across
Yeah.
it.
it's so sick. There's like these, it's just perforated underneath the tile, underneath the glass tile, and that layer, it's perforations, and it just releases little bits of gas, and it lights up like a
Yeah.
barbecue in those areas. So when you're walking across that section of floor,
Yeah.
it's like boom, 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 boom. Every step is like a little explosion or whatever. Like fire comes out from wherever
You could
you're
program
stepping.
it to be to mute. You could do anything you want with it, really. You program it to be to
Right.
music or whatever, or just like in patterns. Like you could have whole cells that fill up at once and then like do lines and stuff. Like
Yeah.
or like flowing across the floor and shit. Bellagio
So
fountain
sick.
style fucking music shows.
Real fireworks that are able to be done in like a 6-inch
Yeah.
gap. So like these fireworks just get shot off like from the edges or whatever and explode in the center of the lobby under the tile. But it's just like the pyrotechnics have like some, or even bulletproof glass or whatever it is. So it never breaks the tile, but it's just like the point is like you could be standing on top of a firework when it explodes.
And have
That'd
it
be
as a
cool.
ceiling too. I mean, you could do it up, fireworks on the top and water on the bottom or something,
sick.
or lava lamp on the bottom, or
Yeah.
I
love that. That's a cool thing for like one of those
just sensory
domes.
rooms, just like sensory overload. Fireworks.
Like a dining room in a restaurant that has a real artificial cloud that it can create these clouds inside of the dome ceiling, and so it's real clouds, but they're like lit up well, lit up correctly, and then like you have wind machines that part the clouds. Like it's a whole theatrical thing where like it will part the clouds in the sky, and then a fireworks show will be
thunder too, like
there.
lightning and arcing
Thunder and
electricity
lightning.
and stuff. And then also you could incorporate rain that comes out and just goes like, in between the tables there could be little forest like stands of trees and stuff, where so it doesn't wet the tables, but it like drops, it starts raining so every so often, and you just get the actual water sound and the temperature change too, which you can't very easily recreate when there's like falling water around you. It kind of cools down the space.
Maybe it's just smoke machines too, like the smoke machines of like come into the room, and then because visually you don't maybe have to see the water, but you get again back to your like the stream, the audio from the stream matching things synchronicity wise, it would be, or synchronicity wise, it would have maybe that audio coming from around the edges of the room where there is rain going into water or something, and they're just mic'd up really well. And so the whole room feels like it's actually raining inside of there.
Yeah. I think it would be cool to lean into the zero electronics aspect. Like every sensory experience when you walk into this room is going to be legitimate. Nothing's filtered, nothing's mic'd, nothing's through speakers. Like if you feel the heat from fire, it's going to be from fire. If you feel the mist from the waterfall, it's going to be real water. It's not like sprayers misting you and trying to trick you into thinking it's water. And then getting away from like all the technology and stuff would be a gimmick, but it would be something I think people are going to seek out more and more as everything else gets more synthetic and fake and AI and digitized, is lean into the actual sensory experiences.
That's next on our list of creative solutions for the world. Spaceships, time traveling spaceships that are dining rooms, and you just go to the place, and it opens up the pod, and you're like in that forest that you're talking about, or on that stream, and then like you dine there for a split second or whatever it is for the evening. You can choose your location, and it teleports you and puts you there with your you and your guests at that spot. The pod opens, you get to experience it, but it's like safe somehow.
There would have to be some limits to where you could go.
You can't go outside of the room.
Well, no, also like times in
room.
history and locations in history that, just probably you don't want to.
They don't see you, you only see them.
Or
right?
you just can't get sent to fucking, the Battle of the Bulge in World War II or something like that. So,
I think you should be allowed to go to the battle.
Ultimate freedom, and just like I want to fucking have dinner in Antarctica or something. That's fine.
Right. I mean, the thing is, you can't get outside of the room, and the room can't see you, and it can't get inside of the room.
You could do that with like a dome simulator
That's at least
style, but yeah.
Right. But we don't want the simulator. It has to be real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got away from that. I would have done that.
Well, we need time
earlier.
traveling spaceships for sure if you want to recreate anything. Yeah.
Right. That's gonna be the ticket.
Yeah, time traveling dinner experiences would be pretty sick. I mean, yeah, if time travel becomes a thing, I mean that's a good way to soft sell it. Like,
it's just the
just
dinner
2 hours.
experience.
We'll be right back.
It's the dinner show.
Exactly. And people would be scared, and maybe if you want to be nefarious about it, tell them it's just an AI fake experience, right? Be like, hey, come to our pods. You're not actually traveling in time, but then actually send people through time.
Yeah. This is where like we need to make the movie, because the movie is like it's just a fun dining experience, and then something goes wrong.
Yeah,
obviously
the shield falls, and
like
the dinosaurs can see you or something like that.
Yeah, and you're like, oh no, it's okay, just don't move, honey. Like dinosaurs can't see you, and it reaches through and just grabs the person,
and the other people still don't believe it. They think it's part of the show. Yeah, like, that was amazing. This blood almost tastes
like,
real.
Another person gets picked off, and they're like, all right, we got to get out of here.
Yeah,
and then they actually get tossed into this world for a little bit.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Until another dining experience picks the same spot in time, and then lands on top of their dining room. They're like, why the fuck is there another dining room underneath us? Where are the people?
And forgotten about, and it's the sequel. And there's
it's like Jumanji, basically, with dining rooms.
It's true. It is
It's like Jurassic Park and Jumanji have a cyborg
it is a Jumanji
baby.
paradox for sure.
That was a good.
It was
movie.
great. Worked at the shoe factory. His dad owned the shoe factory.
It could definitely that. I feel like that story is one of the most believable stories.
Yeah, as far as Magic board game movies go, that's got to be high on the list. They made me think it could be possible when I was a kid.
Is that a Disney movie?
No, I don't think it was Disney. I don't see, when I go to Disneyland or Disney World, I don't see any Jumanji stuff.
Yeah, they would be. They would have capitalized on that. But it was funny because I feel like when I was a kid, there was like this whole like the making of Jumanji was like a thing on
Yeah.
television, and they were showing like the computer CGI animations of like the elephant scene crushing the
monkeys.
car and how. Yeah,
I do remember that.
but I don't know why they did that, or if it wasn't like was that what channel would
It's
that
all just
have
marketing
been on
stuff.
for the
I
behind
mean,
the scenes?
the channel was probably owned by the same company that owned the studio that made the movie, and they just kept promoting it. Yeah,
Universal.
something like that. But I do remember seeing the kid in the monkey makeup when he turns half monkey, not acting, like he's
Right.
just standing there. That's like kind of burned into my head for some reason. So I'm pretty sure I've seen this behind the scenes documentary on Jumanji myself.
It was popular.
It was on TV for sure.
Man, there wasn't a lot on TV
We all saw the
back
exact
then.
same stuff.
Yeah.
Now the kids,
Do you think that's why like we had like more cultural cohesion back in the day? Like, I mean, not back in the day, like literally 15, 20
oh,
years
for sure.
ago.
Yeah, because I mean, people, it didn't matter your race or your socioeconomic upbringing. You were watching the same shows, you were watching the same movies, listening to the similar radio, the same radio stuff, probably different radio stations. And
Yeah, unless it was TBS.
yeah, dude, TBS.
Not a lot of people watch that TBS.
TBS is
shit.
what the baseball's on right now, and it's
They're kind of making a comeback. They're like Yahoo,
yeah.
where they just like stuck around long enough and they got something
Yeah,
for it.
Turner Broadcasting Systems or something. Yeah, TBS, USA. Remember USA? That was
USA was a good one.
USA was
A&E.
Law and Order all day. Yeah, A&E was good. Unsolved Mysteries.
That was the
Yeah.
competitor. Yeah, it was the competitor Discovery, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
fucking A&E. There's nothing on Discovery. Let me
Yeah.
check on A&E. And it was always
TLC
just
used to be
crap.
good too. That's where Modern Marvels used to be on reruns after they left History
Nice.
Channel. But now TLC is the craziest reality stuff. Like,
Dang. Yeah, that got tossed. That was probably circa 2004.
Yeah, it did
somewhere
all-
in there.
it went
Or got
downhill
screwed
pretty
up.
quick. Everything did.
Yeah, VHS or VH1.
VH1 used to be music videos, and then they left that. Obviously, MTV. That's the old story, right? Is they stopped playing music forever, and there's nothing
Yeah.
about music
They
at
just
all.
did real. They had just the real world like in like 6 different locations going all.
Yeah,
at the
Real
same
World
time.
was kind of one of the
At
big
some point.
first reality kind of shows. Road Rules came off of that, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Road Rules.
Yeah, and Survivor was big, and then everything. It's all, unfortunately, the game show aspect of it kind of went away, and now it's just watching people live their lives,
Right.
which I guess is fine. I can see how people could find that entertaining, but I miss the gamified versions of people trying to win. Like Big Brother was people just living their lives, but they got voted out, and somebody could win, and there was a little bit of competition and stress introduced. Remember, it wasn't the Amazing Race. I don't know if you ever saw that, but
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a big fan.
I didn't
but
watch it very
remember
much either. But it was a cool concept.
Yeah, I just maybe we should own a RV company, and we just create like a simulated Road Rules style RV rental
Okay.
company, where it's like cash cab mixed
Sure.
with Road Rules.
It introduces
And
challenges
so
for you. Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and so you go like depending on where you're driving, like the GPS just figures out or knows where you are or whatever, And so it's actually like creating the game show or gamifying the real world around you as you're
Yeah,
road
it'll pick
tripping.
a trail that's close to your campground and be like, all right, let's see who can hike this trail the fastest. And you'll
Yeah.
get a reward at the end. You'll get the softer sleeping bag or something. You could wager things, I guess, would be a fun part. Like wager things with your family, like you have to do the dishes or something.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's where it gets into like the nitty gritty of what you get to, or what the game shows prizes or for challenge prizes are. Yeah, I guess it could be something like Survivor too, where it's like
Doesn't let you back in.
It just something where
out.
like it's like Survivor mixed with Oregon Trails, the video game, where it's like at some point like Susie gets chicken pox and then she just doesn't get to play the game
that's
anymore,
rough.
And then like she didn't lost so many times.
That's true. Yeah.
But like the game, it progresses throughout the road trip where it's like points driven, and maybe you get tossed out of the game, but you can come back into the game after a certain amount of stops or whatever. But I don't know. It's like Jeopardy mixed with Cash Cab mixed with Road Rules mixed with Survivor mixed.
There could be like a trivia.
Just put it
trivia
all
games
together.
inside for at night, like sitting around the table in the RV and stuff. And then there would be different categories, so different people would have fun. Like if there's little kids on the bus, there could be just like shape matching, or I don't know, and then they could get some points. And parents could play with them.
That's good too.
Getting voted out would be rough. Like if you just weren't allowed to continue on the vacation and you had to go home.
Right, that would be excellent too. I think that's a great
levels.
one.
Like it'd be like a bachelor party one where it's all like more like physical stuff. Like you guys got to play a round of golf today, or
you can make it challenging too, where it's like you end up, it's like the actual vehicle will break down like from time to time if you're not answering enough right questions.
the whole team's fucking up.
Yeah, like the whole team's, it's a team effort. It's like almost like bar trivia, but all your cell phones are checked in to like the storage compartment at the front of the, somehow like you don't have any access to
cheat on the
to cheat.
It could probably watch you and know if you're cheating or not. Yeah.
Maybe that's not fun anymore. People are gonna be, if they like escape room style too. Like oh shit, dude. Like
so
now the doors are
it's connected to credits
us.
that give you the fuel to keep going on your vacation. So if you want to keep going, you have to win the games.
We have a service that picks you up, but it's an extra charge. Like we know where you are, and we'll drive out there and get you like a tow truck.
Yeah, just Waymo comes and picks you up. Yeah.
It's like nice try.
Or it
try
just drives
again.
back to the home lot wherever you are. It takes control and just drives back.
That's the cool part about if it's like Waymo, like as an autonomous like tracker too, or like if it's like Survivor, then you can actually like kick people off of the road trip, and like this random little autonomous vehicle comes and picks up
little
person, like,
smart
get
car
out of
and
here,
takes them home.
Yeah.
You've been voted off. You smoked all the cigarettes.
The bus driver is Willy Wonka.
So we voted you off.
No smoking in the Waymo.
There should be a Waymo that you can smoke in. Like you can request a smoking Waymo.
Yeah. Hotbox. Like if you're not driving and it's all the cameras and all the sensory stuff is on the outside of the car, and you live in a state where it's like both legal, you should be able to drink, smoke,
like you can do in your own car,
cigarettes, weed, whatever. Yeah, like just be able to do that, but like Yeah, I mean, if it's truly autonomous and you're not driving, like there's no way of you getting DUI or anything
Yeah.
like that. At least that was my like understanding when they were coming out with Tesla's autonomous driving. I was like, what's stopping anybody from just getting in the back seat and just saying drive me home and then never like going to prison for or going to like never getting in trouble for drinking and driving anymore. Like that's the whole point of having autonomous
I think it's going to have to be
was to free you.
a conversation when people do have self-driving cars, that when are we going to allow people to drink and self-drive themselves home?
Right. I mean, I guess you could have the car have you blow into it, blow like a breathalyzer, and then if you are over the limit, it won't let you drive. It makes you sit in the back seat, and then when the cop comes, there's evidence for the cop to like the car's like, sir, like look, this is his this is his blood alcohol level, like that's why he's in the back seat, and I'm driving him. Yes, I'm driving him home. Look, his address is plugged in. He's going home.
Yeah. He's going to another bar.
Hidden behind that.
I mean, yeah, there are Waymos already. You can get into a Waymo hammered and it'll take you to where you want to be. And
Yeah. So why can't you own
that's
that vehicle?
a good point.
Why isn't Waymo selling their vehicles? Why is it just a taxi cab service? Like, why am I not able to buy
Why
one
can't
of
you
these?
buy one of those kits and
Strap it to your
set
car?
it up in your car? It's a good question. I mean, they don't do anything that normal cars don't do. I don't know how they perform on. Do they go on highways? Do they go on freeways and stuff? Well,
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah, that's really fucked up that they're keeping that technology for taxiing. Like, how are they not allowing just normal people to buy that technology?
Yeah. When do they decide if they have a monopoly on it or not?
They already do. Like that's I think we need to do a class action right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get after these guys. They're a monopoly.
I would definitely trust one to get me home if I was drunk. I would definitely trust it over me trying to drive home.
I would give it a chance.
Yeah, until it fucks up. Yeah.
I'd give it a chance more than myself.
You
in
wind
that
up in the middle of the
situation.
desert. You wake up and you're like, "What the fuck?" How did I get? Yeah.
That's the last time I do autopilot home.
You always say that, man.
There should be a way of. I mean, again, like you should be able to give these guys feedback. We need good ways of giving people feedback. We need more autonomous vehicles. We need sensory architecture.
Yeah.
We need positive reinforcing urinals. We need ice walls.
Ice floors, ice walls.
Ice everything.
Yep. And definitely more Spencer's Gift lightning features on all over, everywhere.
Yes. Bring sensory overload. Bring sensory overload back to being just a good thing, not like it's something to actually keep you busy rather than just draining you.
Yeah.
I want to see more stuff. I want to feel like we're living in the future.
Me too. There shouldn't be a reason that I don't like in experiencing places. You know, there's no reason for bad public places. Spend some of that money that you're making off of us and give us just better outdoor and indoor experiences where I want to come and enjoy these places. It's a problem with the shopping mall, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, guess we just got to go buy ourselves a Build-A-Bear.
That's still the plan. I'm kind of waiting for things to cool out before I invest. You never want to buy at the top, so I've just got to see how far it goes.
Was there an actual ticker symbol for this?
Yeah, there is.
I just want to see where it went. It's been like a couple weeks. Can't find it. Too much time.
Well, I hope they're doing well.
Stock. Ooh. Oh yeah, that was just today. Oh no, 5 days down 15%.
See?
Yikes. Oh shit, 1 month down 16.5%. 6 months still up 64% in 6 months. And 1 year 70, but in the last
since we talked about
16.5%. Since we talked about it.
Taking a big hit.
Oh shit.
Well, I hope nobody that listening took our advice on getting into Build-A-Bear.
We were really pushing hard for that. We thought it was the future, and it seems like 16% isn't even really a bear market.
Not relative to the progress they've made. There's always going to be ebbs and flows, but maybe now's a good time to buy.
That it might be a good time to buy some more. Double down. It's time in the market, not timing the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just get in, dollar cost average in there, and find your position. Don't let this little shakeout, scare you.
Yeah.
Build-A-Bear is the future of all shopping. If you don't have Build-A-Bear, you have no experience at the mall.
I would definitely have it be a big sort of
Starts
flagship store in the shopping mall model that we came up with.
Yeah. It's just lava lamp floors and electrical pillars. Yep. You walk inside of the belly of the bear.
Firework ceilings.
Firework dome ceilings.
Hell yeah.
Swapping parts in a crystal frame, charging hearts in a modular game. A-hums in a handheld glow. We upgrade love like a download slow.
Your signal flickers through the air. In every bite I find you there.
We're living in future tense, building dreams through evidence. Circuit spark where hearts connect. Neon soul through intellect.
We drift between the code and sense, falling up in future tense.
We traded gold for laser beams.
Together